Toggle navigation. You can probably read it.
Like,
Give me a
so
second.
it's an Underdark temple, man.
No, don't read it. Don't read it.
I signed up
Navigation
for a
name.
worm cavern.
Okay, there we go.
Damn it.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're at the entrance of the Great Worm Cave. So everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back from the hiatus of a 1 month, I think approximately.
Something like that.
How's everyone feeling on this fine
Top tier.
Tuesday morning? It's Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. It
I
is
did not know.
Saturday.
I am both feeling good and feeling great.
Feeling-
That's an impressive combination.
Oh god, what is it? No, hold on. I always say this when continue without me.
Okay. It's been a while, so we're gonna try and refresh ourselves as best as possible. You are all level 7.
False. We're level
We
8.
are, in fact,
I'm
level 8.
sure.
We are.
No,
You leveled
we
us up.
actually are.
Wait, no, you actually are. Okay. So you're all level 8. If you coordinated that perfectly, then so be it. Make sure to update your. I'll drop the party onto the this thing here.
Into
so
the
you
map.
By the way,
update
because of the fact I'm in California, I can't go into Foundry.
You just have to use the other link.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
'cause the
no,
link that
there's
we used
should be 2 of
before-
them pinned.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Right.
There's the local and there's the
Hey,
non-local.
where do we go?
Make sure to update your HP values here.
Okay.
You all have taken a long rest, so you're all fine. To recap the last couple of sessions, we're gonna go back, all the way back, to session, I believe it was 9. So you lot, starting off in the town, which is not actually on this map because we cut it off, but starting off in the town of of
Nightstone.
Nightstone, that's right.
Where's the notebook?
Your merry band of adventurers that are not quite the same as they were now started off fighting some goblins, took a lot of heat, made some tactical indecisions both on your part and on the DM's part,
Excuse you.
which then resulted in 2 people dying, notably Chatterina and Bonzu.
Oh, we're going way back.
Yeah, no, that was the beginning of this campaign, if you remember correctly, because I certainly do. It haunts my dreams every night.
It was great.
a good time.
Moving
Still
on
find
from there,
myself chuckling.
you managed to rescue the villagers from a cave and snag a quest that led you north. You got a ride from a helpful cloud giant, who took you all the way up to the 10 Towns area, where you went to Bryn Shander for your first quests. Did the quests there, fought a bunch of frost giants, and then made your way down through Fireshear, Luskin, Ironmaster, down to Neverwinter. You got the attention along the way of the Black Network, and did not make friends with them. Got attacked a couple of times, attacked other people a couple of times. You went on a ship, if I remember correctly, sailed around looking for a mountain of a ship, found it and ran.
We
and
didn't
then
run.
Returned to
Under protest.
and then you returned to Neverwinter. You got into a couple more fights with the Black Ring, something involving doors for whatever reason. That seems to be a recurring theme. And then you set off
How are your doors?
to I forget. You did a thing.
We went to Helm's Hold.
Yep, that's right. You went to Helm's Hold.
Found the fish house.
You did. Yep, you tracked down somebody who would hopefully benefit your quest line. And managed to meet Harshnag on the way there.
I just
Harshnag
remembered
then took
Kellet
you
Darko.
through the Neverwinter Wood, all the way up to the spine of the world, where you guys talked to the Oracle. And this was after you actually made peace with the Black Network on the way out of there.
Should have just
You
delivered the
pissed them
bag.
off again.
Wow.
Should deliver
Or-
the bag.
Right, yeah, no, you had the bag. Alright, I can't forget about Kella. Kella was there when you went to the spine of the world. On your way to the temple, you managed to get tracked down by the same white dragon that had visited you on the way to
I thought it was a
Luskin
different one.
earlier in
Oh,
the
it's the
campaign.
same one?
It was the same one. This
This
changes how I
no,
do
I
and everything. Let's retcon the last 3 sessions and do them over again. Congrats, you're a
no, I
wizard. You're a
believe
warlock
it
again.
was a similar white dragon, but I think it was a male this time.
Yeah, that
instead
one
of a
was an
female.
artist symbol.
I love
Okay,
it.
why did Artisan turn into a white dragon?
Yes.
God, if only I
You know
didn't
where
get
he
yelled
is.
at for
You know
going on the
where he
wiki.
Funnily enough, you know where he is. Because you went to the Oracle and you asked, you solved the dungeon, you cleared that
Yep.
out. You almost got trampled by a rock or a giant boulder twice. You managed to solve the puzzle of the weapons. You killed a Remoraz. That was pretty cool. Remoraz. You asked the Oracle a couple of questions. The Oracle sent you on essentially a big old fetch quest of.
Oh, there are
if
these
my notes
stone
here
giants in
are-
here.
where are my notes? Yeah, you got sent on a big old fetch quest of like several different areas, essentially telling you to prove your worthiness as heroes before the Oracle would send you further along in your quest to kind of subdue the giant uprising and see if you can restore the ordning to its natural state, which you learned about in the temple. Upon spending a second day in the temple and talking to the Oracle again, Gilbert managed to ask some particularly frustrating questions, or perhaps particularly death-inducing questions, to which the Oracle went silent, knocked 3 of you out. You all saw some weird tentacle-like imagery, deep sea sort of stuff in Gilbert's dreams. Well, not all of you. The
ones who
Uznab,
dreamed.
Chad, or Uznab Chonk and someone else. Before
Gilbert.
Igor used the Rod of Cancellation on Gilbert's book, thus rendering him no longer a warlock and severing his connection to his patron.
Punk.
You're not sure how that has affected his patron.
It hasn't.
You don't know. And
It
you
hasn't.
also aren't sure how it's affected the Oracle. As far as you know, the Oracle has gone
Once
silent.
again, it hasn't.
Since then, you pieced out of the temple. On the way out of the spine of the world, you ran into the Black Network, who Nora Amos, the guy you had negotiated with, found out that you had released Kella.
We did not release her. Did we? We did.
You definitely did. And then gotten her killed by leaving her to a dragon.
Okay, now.
Oh, wait, he didn't know that we released her.
She did roll a natural 1, poor girl. And then you fought there. You killed Noramos, but let his second in command get away. To which you went down to
Killed him
Mirabar,
too.
fought the Black Network again. This time they had a Hydra for whatever reason, and a Chimera, I believe. Before you got picked up by an airship, or you hasted your horses. Sorry, yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
You hasted both the horses
Deja
and
vu, bitch.
drove at like 50 miles per hour for a mile. At which point there you got picked up by an airship sent by a benevolent dragon, you think? The dragon seems indifferent.
It's red.
Yeah, we know it's terrifying and the largest in Faerun.
That's true. It is an ancient red dragon. But it also, it did send an airship with cultists to you.
Friendly
the cultists
cultists.
have been helpful so far. They've been teaching you the ins and outs of the ship. Some of you learned proficiencies. You faked your death with your cart and the horses. I believe. No, the horses are on board, right?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you kept
Yes,
the horses.
the horses
but
are on board.
You spent a couple of hours with the cultists' help and attempted to fake your death. You're not sure how well that's worked
It
out.
worked fucking great.
Maybe it tripped out some people. And then we ended the session with you landing in front of the Great Worm Cavern. And disembarking your airship, which is where we're going to resume right now.
The Great Cavern of Worms.
Man, I timed that perfectly with the music that's playing on my end, but none of you hear that, so...
I'm still upset we're
Okay.
not fighting hill giants.
So,
I wanted to bully hill giants.
the entrance to the Great Worm Cavern is a massive cave. This is easily 100 feet high and 100 feet wide. It reminds you of the entrance to the cave leading to the Oracle. As far as you can tell, it kind of slopes, the roof of the cave slopes gently downward for several hundred feet before it disappears out of view. And sitting inside, kind of about 50 feet from the entrance of the cave, on the ground, is an altar. About 5 feet wide by 2 feet long, probably 4 or 5 feet high. Looks like a big stone altar, and sitting atop of it is, what you can tell from this distance, since you haven't entered the cave yet, is an urn. What would you like to do?
Well, I I would love to detect magic. However, it appears my little amulet is preventing me from casting detect magic. So I'm just going to unattune from the amulet of proof against detection and location and never put it back on. Does anyone want it?
Does the amulet really prevent you from casting
It
detect
does.
magic?
While wearing this
hilarious.
amulet, you are hidden from divination magic. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying or sensors. Detect magic and comprehend languages are both divination spells that target self.
That's funny. All right, yeah,
It's
no.
hilarious.
Mark, you could take off that amulet.
Oh, I need dice.
Listen, Spooky Man knows who my friends are. He can just scry them and see them. This amulet doesn't stop that. We're screwed anyways. Let me cast detect languages.
Did you guys want to go fucking put it on Kel's corpse? Prevent them from finding it?
Know where that is yet.
We
It's
have a
true,
rough
you actually
idea.
Never found the corpse.
We looked and we couldn't find her.
looked-
Well, we did. It wasn't like we went rummaging through the snow. We kind of just looked over the edge of a cliff and didn't see it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well,
We put zero effort into finding her.
there was not a lot of effort, I will say.
Let's go. Let's put the proof amulet on the urn, because that's clearly someone's phylactery, and someone doesn't want their phylactery being found. That's why they put it in the middle of a giant cave. I have way too many dice now. But not enough.
If we're not in any rush, I feel like we've been standing outside this cave for a month, so I don't imagine 10 more minutes would cause any
Yeah.
consternation.
Oh boy, this is fucking Caleb all over again.
Yes, it is. I think detecting magic as a ritual would be what the cool kids call smart.
Alright, go
Alright.
for it.
So you sit down to the entrance of the cave within 30 feet of the urn, I believe.
No, I'm going to be further away, and once it's cast, walk within 30 feet. Not spending
okay.
10 minutes near that friggin' piece of profane pottery.
All right. Well, while Mark is sitting down with his books open and beginning the rituals to cast detect magic, what are the rest of you doing for these 10 minutes?
Is there anything I can do? I could just, say fuck it and send an echo in there and have it tip it over, but I feel like that would probably upset our dear friend Gilbert. I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to do anything.
Okay.
You wanna?
So the 10 minutes go by, as long as no one interrupts. Gilbert, you have now cast detect magic. I imagine you walk in range of the urn.
Yes. Do I? Yeah, no. Screw it. Let's go.
Okay. So you get within 30 feet of the urn.
Yes.
You detect a magical presence coming from the urn. It's
60
not the urn itself that is magical, but more of what's inside of it.
It's a
I
genie.
learned the school of magic, if any.
It would be.
Necromancy.
Necromancy?
God, what are the school? I actually don't know what the school of magic would be for this.
Oh.
We'll call it celestial.
Celestial? That's an interesting school.
Freaking
If-
holy magic.
Yeah.
Is it? Wait. Oh wait.
Let me look up the schools of magic in 5th edition.
Celestial.
Take a look here.
Is it a reverse phylactery?
Evocation, I would call it
Maybe conjure.
illusion. No, enchantment. It would be enchantment
Ooh.
coming from the jar.
Well, we're in luck, friends. It's merely enchantment magic. That's actually terrifying.
Let's go again. Can I go knock it over now?
I mean,
If not within 30 feet of it, like we take a step back, maybe go sip some tea on the airship or whatnot.
could your echo do a thing?
Do it from within 1,000 feet? You fucking betcha.
Well, then I betcha.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, what's going on?
We're gonna get way out of the cave, right? Is that what we're doing, or do we want to just say fuck it and see what happens? Just be right up in the cave. I need to turn Sutao up. I can barely
Interesting
hear him.
question.
I
Yeah,
can't hear
no,
Sutao.
Sutao was loud and he's not. interesting question. Has anyone walked within 20 feet of this urn?
Fuck no.
No. Good
Uh,
God,
Oh,
no.
no.
Not of my own choosing, dude.
Okay.
So we're gonna get way back, right, gentlemen? All the way back, out of the cave and whatnot. I'm gonna use my Manifest Echo. No, Avatar Echo, that's the one. And I'm gonna, from outside of the cave, just kind of beep, 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 walk up, and just have my Echo just kind of push it over. See what happens.
Okay. So you summon your echo,
Mhm.
and as your echo gets within 20 feet
Mhm.
of the urn, about
Okay.
there,
Mhm.
you watch as it just dissipates into nothing.
Okay, my Echo, not the urn, right?
Yes, the
Okay.
urn is fine, but your echo, once it got too close, it just seemed to disappear.
So I don't know about you guys, but that makes me not want to be close to that urn.
I'm honestly, I kind of want to get close to the urn.
Wait,
Just, like,
wait.
throw a rock at it?
Yeah.
Wait.
God, if only we had someone strong with ranged capabilities.
Question.
Oh.
Point of order, gentlemen. Are we bringing the dragon with us?
The,
The dragon is currently with you.
Were we
Yes.
not gonna bring it?
Lady Jarma, the yellow.
Yeah, is there a good reason not to do it?
Yeah.
Did Jorah
It could
have a-
die.
Jorah is currently in the process of becoming a non-wormling dragon.
Oh,
They'll get there
sweet
when they get
Jesus.
there.
In the
Give it a
process.
couple hundred years.
Jesus Christ. Just give her an extra hit die and she'll feel fine. Gentlemen. So there's no
Quite
there's
have a strong opinion.
no like
Wait.
other entrance to this cave. It's literally just a large cave with an altar and an urn.
Yes.
There's nothing behind it.
Very large cave.
Okay.
Is there like a lid on this urn?
Asking the important
you haven't
questions.
gotten close enough to really see. You
Igor,
there
was
might
there
be.
a lid on the urn? I assume you could tell from 20 feet out.
Do you approach within 20 feet?
Well, his echo did, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, his echo disappeared.
Did my so
When your echo got close enough,
Mhm.
from what you could tell, no.
Okay.
You couldn't quite like see over the top of the urn.
How-
It's sitting on a 5-foot altar, so the urn is like 7 feet up.
7 feet up.
I
Okay.
can
at the
always
top.
cast Dispel Magic from 120 feet away.
We could also just walk up and hit it with a stick.
I mean, yes, but then...
Does anyone have a
you know
20?
What the hell?
Do we have two 10-foot poles? God, we
No,
need
we just
You
throw a
can
rock at it.
a bugbear with a
10-foot
10-foot
poles,
pole.
about 5 foot arm.
We've got enough rope. You could make like a lasso or something and hook it.
The last thing I want is it coming closer to
Wait.
us.
Yeah, I think that would just
Stand further than 20 feet.
Oh God.
What's
Gentlemen,
happening, gentlemen?
fuck it. Let's
How are
just
you
go.
dealing
Let's
with
touch
this
it.
urn?
Let's touch it. Let's touch the urn.
Igor, no.
Then what are we gonna do? We're either touching the urn, or we're gonna turn around and go fucking bully some hill giants. Is how I see it.
Go
Shoot
somewhere
it.
else. Burn a month of preparation to the ground.
So fucking done already.
Go slurp. Go slurp. Go slurp.
Or we could just shoot it.
Yeah, we could shoot it. Wait, is that a good idea? Should we just
I have
grab
no
it?
idea.
Should we just turn around,
God.
bully some hill giants? I don't know, gentlemen. I've been fucking petitioning hill giants the whole time.
Okay, fine. You know what? I feel like this falls under the magical, arcane, and weird. If any of us are gonna go touch it, I think it should be me.
I feel like I think you have the worst reputation with the magical and the
Yeah.
weird, and I think that would be an awful idea.
But I'm already so terribly broken that they can't hurt me anymore.
Or
Oh.
it does.
Okay, then you can poke
Or
it.
Well, no, I have magical armor, and I don't want my magical armor. We give someone who doesn't have magical capability cough chonk, and have him go touch it,
Or he just shoots it.
or he just shoots it.
Yeah, dude. What is?
Also,
what
is
it?
this-
Shoot it. That gives us a chance.
Is this zombie here, or is that just a?
I don't currently have
That's-
a
Okay.
zombie now.
Yeah,
cool.
Ooznob's, it's in the party default
Yep.
because Ooznaub sometimes raises a zombie.
All good. All right, Chunk,
alright.
do it.
Shoot.
Go for it.
Okay. You're gonna shoot.
All right, I shoot it.
Curiously enough, what's the highest passive perception in this group?
I got a strong 14 over here.
That might be me, actually.
I was gonna say the
Yeah,
monk with the high wisdom, or the cleric. Uznav, what's your passive perception?
14.
Oh God.
Chad.
I think it's 15.
Okay, 15. That's good to know.
Are none of us proficient?
God, am I the only one with proficiency in wisdom and perception?
Chad.
damn it.
Wait,
notice
if you have
as
proficiency in perception, does that give you
you add your proficiency bonus to your passive perception,
18?
as well as your wisdom. 18. Okay, far. All right, perfect. Chad, as
Yes.
Chunk is lining up the shot, you notice the dragon wormling next to him. What color is it? Yellow?
No, it's white.
No.
It's white, right? It's white. That's
It's a
why it's
white
Asmodeus.
dragon.
That makes sense. Yeah, the white dragon kind of
Excuse me.
wriggles its tail a little bit and gets on its haunches. Without your interruption, though, Chonk is going to fire an arrow. Chonk, roll me an attack roll.
Sorry, hold on.
I'm hyped to see this nat one.
I am. First roll of the campaign. Let's go.
Uh,
First roll of the new year.
Oh God, a 12.
Okay. So,
Pretty good.
Chonk, it's been a month. You're a little rusty, and you can't quite line it up straight. Your muscles are kind of sore. You haven't been shooting the bow all that often, and you fire the arrow, and it just goes wide. You know, a couple feet
Does anything
above
happen?
the urn.
Does anything happen
yeah.
to the arrow?
So nothing happens to the arrow, but the
Okay.
dragon wormling was watching you prepare this arrow and sees it get launched and takes off after it
No.
because it wants to play fetch.
Well,
Oh God.
Oh.
questions will be answered.
Can Chad like whip, or can someone like grab it? Anyone?
It's currently
Dude.
moving at 40 feet per second. I don't know how far away you guys
Are
were.
we getting an
Can I
attack of
move at
opportunity?
65 feet per second and catch it?
That's true, but it does get a head start on you, Chad, because you didn't prepare an action or anything.
That's true. I never did that.
So it's going to use its action and bonus, or it's going to use its action and movement to double dash, or to single dash, I guess. And it moves 80 feet towards the urn. And I'm assuming you guys were 100 feet away.
I thought we were
That's a fair-
120.
Seems
Oh,
reasonable.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
fuck it,
seems
100.
reasonable. So it is now within 20 feet of the urn.
Can
It's
I
gonna roll a wisdom saving throw. Your turn is
roll
after.
initiative
We're
now?
learning. We're learning.
Your turn's next, John.
Okay.
Fight
That's
the
a
dragon.
15. Okay. Let me pull up the dragon's stat blocks here. Give me a second.
Oh boy.
So Mark, do you remember me telling you my problem with my dice in which I had an odd number of d20s and I just needed another set so I could have an even number and everything good?
What do you do?
Yeah.
My parents got me a set of dice for Christmas, but they got me another one of those sets that has two d20s, so I now have
Oh,
another set of dice
no.
and still have an odd number of d20s.
Let I
like
remind
that.
you, -1 plus 2 is still -1.
I was just about to mention that. Yep.
Yeah, Mark's fucking sucks. So, Chad,
Yes.
you bolt ahead after the dragon, using your action and movement to dash up to it. And do you get within 20 feet of the urn?
Does
In
the
order to
dragon
grab the
get within
dragon?
20 feet of the urn?
The dragon is within 20 feet of the urn.
Is anything bad happening to the dragon?
No.
Not that you can tell.
I stop like I would imagine like a cartoon skirt as I'm
Right
like,
before the radius.
about to hit a wall.
Yep. Okay, so you stop right before, and this dragon wormling, kind of stops once it realizes the arrow just kind of disappeared down the cave, and slides to a stop about 10 feet from the urn, and then tilts its head, as if I forget, is it a she or a he? I think it's a he, right? Or maybe it's a she.
I think
Uh,
you said she, and then you tried
canonically,
to
I
look
It
believe
is,
up
it is a
the
she,
girl.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
That's the male. Whoops. It's that one. That's female. Okay.
Multiple.
She cocks her head as if she's listening to something and just kind of pauses. Chad, you don't hear anything.
Dude,
Okay, cool. Nothing bad happened. Let's go. Let's go touch the art.
what's the wormling's name?
Jarva.
Jorva.
Jorva.
Jarva.
Jorva.
I feel like we've changed the name every time we've pronounced it.
No, it's Jorva. It's Jorva.
Jorva.
Hey, Jorva, dude, like,
What language are you speaking?
Draconic.
Okay.
Can you, come over here? Away from the urn?
And Jorva kind of looks at you out of the side of her eye, and yeah, that's true, and says, "Hang on, there's
Ah, damn it.
someone
Beat me to it.
talking."
Someone talking.
She listens more. I imagine the rest of you are all kind of gathered around Chad at this point.
Yeah, we can't understand Jorah.
So, dudes, it seems like the dragon's just kind of like hearing someone talk.
Okay.
Do I still have my detect magic up? It's 10 minutes.
Yes, you do.
Does Jorva seem magic?
No, the magic radius hasn't, or the auras have not changed at all.
Okay, alright, I go up and I touch the urn.
Oh,
Okay,
he touches the
Chunk,
urn.
Today.
on your way up to the
Please
The
don't die.
altar.
Please don't die. Please don't...
So you did this.
Jorva kind of sticks a claw out and kind of
Ooh.
stops you and puts up
alright.
a claw, and she says, "No, wait." And she still looks as if she's listening. Like she's got like the look of like, "Hey, I'm on a phone call," and her eyes like aren't quite focused.
God damn it.
Well, it's a good thing
We,
Chonk doesn't know Draconic.
yeah, we opened a communication to
The only person that understood that is Chad. Chunk, you just heard Draksta.
we opened communication with the
Okay.
gods and we can't even understand it.
Mildly threatening. I will stop in my tracks.
It's true. I imagine Draconic's one of those languages that, like German, even when you're like speaking calmly, it's still like kind of frightening. So with no other interruptions, Jorva listens for another minute or so. At least you think, before she turns to you all and looks at Chad and says, "There's something in the urn.
Wow.
It talked to me, I think." What's the intelligence of the worm? Int is 5. Peppa Hansen.
Really?
This is, yeah.
Surprising.
It's a -3 to int.
Yeah.
It's a wormling. It's very young. I'm imagining
It's a
shark.
dragon.
It is a dragon.
It's a gr-
So okay.
Oh, it's a white
I'm gonna
dragon.
retcon some of the statements she said so far, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And she kind of scratches the back of her neck with one of her hind claws, and then she says, "It said something about a prophecy.
Oh, God.
Prophecy, and
Prophecy.
something about wind." It said wind, and then there was something else about cave. I remember
Caves?
she said,
Wind
or
cave?
not she. I said it. It said some
Worm
words
caves?
I don't know. I don't think it spoke Draconic. It didn't sound like it was in my head. And she gestures to her head with her claw. And then she kind of looks up expectantly and says as an add-on, it's like, "So where did the arrow go? I want to play fetch."
I think
Why
it's,
did we bring the dragon?
a little farther down the cave. So guys, back into common.
Chad, the translator.
So, back into common.
Dudes, it would seem like our wormling friend here, I heard something about like a prophecy, which obviously, you know, we chosen people know nothing about, right?
Nope.
Something about a prophecy and about winning a cave. Unfortunately, some words were kind of lost in translation, I believe, but that's about as best I can give you, dudes. I ask the wormling again, good or bad, pointing at the urn.
Good.
Good. Alright, that's all we
She
needed.
sounds unsure.
Ooh.
If no one minds, I might go take a look at the urn.
Go.
Yeah, I guess
no,
we're all
I'll
just kind of walking.
I-
Just like stick our hand in the
we'll
urn.
do it.
Is there an urn somewhere?
Okay. So who is touching the urn?
I'm gonna go up to that bad boy. I'm gonna slap it like a used car. This bad boy can fit so many
This bad boy's
bullets.
got so many celestials in it.
Slap it like a used car. Okay, so Chonk, you go up and you slap the urn like a used car. And strangely enough, the urn actually doesn't move. It's like it's glued to the altar, essentially. Is the kind of the vibe you get. But you give it a good slap. Roll me a strength check, just to, be curious.
Is this an athletics or a raw strength?
This would be strength.
Okay. I don't have proficiency, so it's just a +4. Yes.
It's just a +4.
God, imagine not having a +6 strength.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay, that's interesting.
Uh-oh.
Chunk, you you actually break the urn.
God damn
with
it.
your slap. You didn't quite, first the bow and now this. You're a little over or underestimating your strength, and you just fucking shatter the urn upon slapping it. The base is still there, like the bottom couple inches with like jagged breaking marks on it, but like the rest of the urn just and it falls over. Some spilling onto the altar, some spilling onto the ground. There was nothing inside the urn, as far as you can tell, but as you're kind of looking around at the carnage that Chonka has created, from out of seemingly nowhere rises this massive snake-like creature. It's easily probably
Almost
20 feet
worm-like.
tall as it unfurls, and it's got two big feathery wings that stretch out onto either side with this beautiful like red trim on the edges that fade into gold. It's got a white underbelly with blue scales and kind of these red spines running on the back of it, and a tail that looks like it forks out into a tree almost, with kind of like different plumes of feathers coming off of it. And it unfurls itself and emerges from this space where the urn used to be, about 10 feet above you, staring you all down. You'll notice that even though it has these massive wings, it's not actually using them to fly. It seems to be hovering. For reference, it looks a lot like this image right here.
Where is this image?
It's in
Ah.
Storm
Oh,
King's
no, I opened Steam. I wanted to go to Discord.
Damn it.
Oh, no.
Side. That's kind of what it looks like.
Well, hot them.
And
Giggity damn.
it eyes you all. Are any of you not good alignment?
Ooh. Oh god. Oh god.
No.
Half of us probably don't have alignments.
Half of
yeah,
you
I
probably
don't-
don't have alignment.
Ian Ford
That's
out
fair.
here with the chaotic good alignment.
If you made an alignment right now for your character, I don't think any of you would not be good.
That checks out.
Who's knob?
I don't think Uznab maybe neutral.
Jorva! Lord of the Yellow! White dragons are
No, funnily enough, Jorva actually has
evil.
Jorva has a lawful good alignment right now.
I don't believe you! Ah! The snake monster!
I lied to you. It's neutral good.
I mean, Chonk?
I think
I'm,
No,
I am
chaotic
too
stupid.
dumb. I have ascended beyond morality. Or I suppose beneath it.
Yeah,
I have
whatever.
descended beneath morality.
Unaligned.
You've descended. Unaligned. Yeah, unaligned. That's funny. So, this collateral is what it is called. Unfurls itself, and since you all are all good creatures, you all hear its voice evenly. It speaks to you in your native language. Funnily enough,
Ooh.
it's not speaking to you in common, and it's speaking into your head, much like Gilbert's telepathy. Well, what used to be Gilbert's
Spooky.
telepathy. But it's kind of this like biblical angel feeling of like you're reassured and you're calmed by its presence, but at the same time it's very unnerving being around it. Gilbert, with your detect magic spell still up, it's
Still.
almost overflowing with magic. It's to the point of like sensory overload.
Snake.
The rest of you, even without detect magic, can sense the magical essence of this creature. And it speaks down. Communicating in the language the players okay. And it says these things. It has this nice gender-neutral kind of ethereal voice. And it says, travelers, prophecies, members, and perhaps saviors. I come bearing news. A great storm is approaching. Winds that could raze villages rain that could flood the mountains, and clouds that could block out the sun. Spiraling ever closer, this storm will arrive. In 2 weeks' time, everything that you hold dear will be destroyed. Travelers, there is a way to stop this. This prophecy does not have to come true. Checking my notes here. Okay, continue. To which they continue on. Seek the Storm King. For only him and his throne have the power to save what you know. Or forget and run from destiny. After all, it waits for no one. Through this cave lies a treacherous road, one that is never traveled. But if you are prescient in your journey, it is possible to arrive to where you need to be, but perhaps not where you wanted to go. Make haste. The fate of this world rests on your shoulders. And with that, the giant snake folds its wings in on itself.
Wait.
Wraps up its tail.
Hold on.
And you watch, even as Igor is protesting, you watch as it simply shrinks and vanishes.
Damn.
It answers back very faintly, no.
All right.
I wanted the
Just
feather.
to make sure, under my breath, I mutter, "All hail the Black Hands."
Whoa!
Whoa!
Is that Deep Lore?
Just to make sure.
I'm not ready for this deep lore. Give me a second.
Is it so deep that Nathaniel doesn't even know it?
It's so deep the DM's
No, because
Some real
the
fucking
Black
six-
Hand, like Kella had that flying snake thing, right?
Oh God.
That was used for communication.
The Black Network. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Black Network. My
Whoa.
bad.
Black Network.
Not
Okay.
the Black Hand.
No, not all hail the Black Hand, although that's a better name for them. No, there is no response. Gilbert,
Black Hand of
the
Doom.
magical essence that you detected originally is gone, as far as you can tell.
That's kind of disappointing. I wanted a feather. Are there any feathers on the ground?
No, it did not shed any feathers.
Damn. Fucking worthless ass
Suppose
fucking
we should
twaddle.
go through the cavern, the Great Worm.
Yeah, I guess.
Great Worm Cavern.
Great Worm Cavern.
Oh my gosh.
Through the campaign.
You do recall, all of you, because you were all present for the Oracle discussions, and for Harshnag's kind of exposition dump, that the Storm King is where the Oracle was going to lead you.
Oh snap!
The Oracle, what happened in the Oracle was, the Oracle gave you a fetch quest for a magical item, which Harshnag gave you a map to. It should be pinned in the messages. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading.
Of various magical artifacts that you could seek out for. One of them was located supposedly in the Great Worm Cavern, and you were to bring this bring this artifact back to the Oracle, to which the Oracle would give you an item that would bring you to the Storm King. Is the Oracle's plan. So what this creature has told you coincides with that. I do want to say, this is not the only path for it. You could continue your working for the Oracle, but this is the one that you know of. This is the one that they have just told you.
Guys, I think we have to find our December.
Let me pocket the biggest shard of the urn, as just in case the urn was the artifact.
Okay.
Did the urn break?
Yeah. Chonk fucking slapped the shit out of it.
Shattered.
Do you want
it.
that to go in the ledger, or
Yeah, you can put it in the ledger. Call it a Great Worm Cavern urn piece.
not urn piece from the Great Worm.
Not
No,
Great Worm.
Not that. So what's the plan? What are you thinking?
I think we just do the
Great
100
Worm
pounds of mushrooms we
Cavern.
have and hope the Great Worm finds us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and
We
a
are all
laser
the Great Worm
hookah.
on this sacred day. I think we need to go deeper.
We
Yeah,
must.
I mean, dude, what did the flying snake dude say? Just like
The path will not lead you where you want to go, but it'll take you where you need to be.
Let's see. Great Worm, great storm is approaching. Winds that can raise villages. Lots of rain and clouds. This storm will arrive in 2 weeks. Can be stopped. Seek the Storm King, for only him and his throne have the power to save what you know. Through the cave lies a spooky road. If you are prescient in your journey and it's possible to arrive where you need to be, maybe not where you want to go, make haste.
Did you write all that?
Yes.
Fucking hell. It's like listening to myself
dude,
at 1.5
Gilbert,
times
do you
speed.
got like, did you write that down or do you just have a good memory, dude?
Forget.
Well, clearly.
You're fired.
Gilbert remembered, Mark wrote down.
All
you
right,
go.
dude.
Alright,
Great Worm Cavern.
let us head into this
go.
cavern of great worms.
So, should we tell the people with the ship that this might go somewhere else and we might not, come back out this way?
No,
No.
Okay.
Dude, why not?
it's our
Yeah,
airship.
like-
We can park it wherever we please.
No, but what if they have, like, a signaling device, so when we, get out inevitably in, like, long saddle or whatever, we can just, really clap our hands 3 times and they'll know we're here.
Well, I don't know. Can't you
They found
send
us once,
messages?
they can find us twice.
Can't you send messages to people? Is that something?
No.
I thought you could. Damn. Fuck it. If you want to. How
Take
far away
the
are they?
airship.
They're like up in the sky though. God.
No,
they
they
parked?
they had landed. Yeah, they parked.
Yeah.
They're 50 feet up because you
Yeah,
get
we're
down by
double
rope
parked
ladder.
out front.
Double parked.
Couple wide.
So,
Wide load.
yeah, I'm just gonna pop my head in the airship and say, hey, hello. Going into a worm cavern, might come out somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
We don't really know.
Well, that's informative.
Yes.
Glad you can tell us where you're going. Should we stay here, or do you want us to like try and find you?
I mean,
Meet you
you
somewhere?
found us once before. Could you find us again? Like, how does
Well,
this work?
we got specific instructions from our great dragon on how to find you exactly. I'm not sure he would give us instructions a second time because we'd have to, go back.
Oh, bother.
Oh,
Well, in that case,
signal.
we'll find you. Yes? No?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I guess we'll just hang around then.
Yes.
All right, dude. Dude,
Kinda
just
Don't touch
stay
any
chilling.
urns.
Okay, I'll make sure to keep my hands clean.
I mean, unless they're already here. But like any cave urns, don't do it.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm glad we had this talk. It was a very socially competent conversation on both our ends.
I agree.
Yep.
Goodbye. Alright. The
Alright, bye,
airship
dude.
takes off at that point. Do you want your horses back from the airship or no?
I don't want cave
I don't-
horses.
I don't
know
think-
I don't want
Yeah.
cave horses
Horses
either,
are
but
a
I don't know if I trust them. Wait, if they're taking off? They're just gonna leave?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Kind of stupid.
They seem to be preparing to take off.
Figure
Yeah,
it out.
whatever.
If they hurt my horses, I will fucking murder all of them. Alright, let's go.
Alright,
Yes.
you depart.
So, you all
I
depart.
cast mage armor. Let me
How
know
long does
when
that
8
last?
hours have passed.
8 hours, okay. So,
Arcane ward. Yes.
as the group of the 6 of you, including your dragon wormling friend, journeys down into this cave, it takes a long time to feel like anything's changed. It's descending at a very gentle, probably 2.5, maybe 3-degree slope, and it just goes down and down and down, and it doesn't seem to be getting any narrower. It's rounded out. The entrance of the cave was kind of semicircle shaped, but at this point, the cave is a proper full circle, about 100 feet in diameter, and you're just going down and down and down. The rocks here are, while smooth at the entrance, are progressively getting a bit more jagged, although it never becomes difficult terrain. Who here does not have dark vision? It would be
That's me.
I
Dude,
think
that's me.
only 2 of us have
Yeah,
it. don't we?
yeah. It's just
yeah. So it's
Igor
Chonk,
and-
Chad, and Gilbert don't have dark vision.
yeah.
Yes.
So you guys, it very quickly becomes pitch black. With the sunlight gone, you can't see shit.
I think I might turn on a light.
I will turn on my sword.
He has the
That's a better
sword.
idea.
All right, dude. Yeah.
Do any of
he
us
watches
have?
the-
None of us have
go
like
ahead.
a shield and ball bearings, and we can just roll down this hill.
I can't
Flipping on
detect
it?
slopes.
Ah, disappointing.
So Uznab ignites the sword, and that gives you a nice. What's the maximum range? It's like 30 feet of bright light or whatever?
30? I think it's 30.
Is it
Yeah, 30 feet of bright light. And so you can't see the ceiling of this cave anymore. And the edges kind of disappear on the upslopes. You can't just see the top half of it. So you don't know what's going on there. But with Uznab confidently marching forward with the sword lit, holding it up aloft, I need a marching order from you guys. Go ahead and form it on the map.
Oh god. So if he's in the front, I think I'll fucking hold up the rear. I think might be a
I don't
good
know,
idea.
something like
I think
in that way.
middle
right?
is a good place to
Oh.
be.
Wait. Where's the front? Oh Jesus Christ.
Help. It's not the box I meant to draw.
Okay. Uznab's the front,
This,
Igor's the
and
rear.
then you're going the front. You're going this way, this direction. Right. That way's
Where
deeper
does
into the
that
cave to the north.
I'm in the box. I'm gonna hang out right there.
Okay, so this is the marching order.
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh god, why are you moving me?
You guys are going north
Watch
on
out.
this map.
Okay.
Your echo's hanging up there. Okay.
There. You know what? Yeah, I'm going here.
Okay. So that's the marching order. Good to know. 1 hour turns into 2, turns into 3. You got off at about probably mid-morning. So it's lunchtime, passes and goes. Do you continue on?
Do we eat lunch?
We certainly
I
eat lunch.
Imagine you eat
Lunch
yeah.
seems prudent.
Let's sit down and have some lunch.
Easy lunch.
Anyone have anything to talk about during lunch?
Dude, Jorvis,
Yeah?
Anyone?
you are such a better companion than Kella Darkhope.
I don't know who that is.
And
Oh,
that's
she
the
was
best.
the flaming bitch, trust me.
I've never
Chonk,
heard
you cannot understand.
No, you knew Draconic.
Dude, you cannot understand Draconic. Although you do hear the proper noun Kella Darkhope. There's not a good translation for that.
That's my
I'm-
meal.
In a bit of comedic irony, I lean over to Gilbert and in Orcish I ask him, "Does it make you uncomfortable that they talk in other languages that no one else understands?"
I consider it a personal challenge.
Okay.
You all fucking idiots. I love it.
Again, anyone want this amulet? No? Going well? Okay, I'll keep it.
Wait, does it require an attunement slot?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
How do
dude,
those work?
I'm not attuned.
You have 3 of them.
You have 3 of them, and every time you tune to an item, it takes up a slot.
I'll take it.
Okay, good. You have an amulet of proof against detection and location. Yes.
That
I
is
have a
better
free
thought,
attunement
actually.
slot.
I just kind of want to break it, but it's here or there.
Well, dude, Igor, you want to break a lot of things.
I just kind of want to see what happens when you break a magic item. And it's like, I don't know.
But do we still have Rupert? What was that?
Yeah, Goddard.
Goddard.
You better believe we do.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
we have
right.
Goddard.
Where's he in the
That's
party
true.
order?
He's, I imagine, at Gilbert's side.
I feel like Gilbert has one of those backpacks that has a little window for the dog.
Yeah, it's a little baby backpack. He's got like
Goddard
the front
has
pouch.
a backpack with a window for Gilbert. I'm not walking through this thing.
For those curious, the mood right now is Deep Nest Ambience from Hollow Knight.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a good.
I don't
mood.
like nests. Nests are bad.
You shouldn't.
This one's
Well, you are going into Great Worm Cave. How do you think it was formed?
Well,
Worms?
so yeah, if anyone notices, this is like a perfect circle.
Is it a perfect circle?
I'm pretty close.
Dude, I had a wild dream, like the other night, that like we were like hanging out with the Great Worm, and we just kind of like were waiting for like the DM to show up. It was really trippy, dude. I think
I
that,
had
like,
that
made
dream
bad.
too.
Oh no.
God.
Did
I
we
was
all
a
ex-
gold dragon.
Yeah, I was like a zebra, dude, and I was also late. It was very strange.
Interesting.
Sounds familiar.
You guys eating my mushrooms without my consent? I fucking just go and I start looking through the mushrooms, see if they ate any of them.
No, they did not eat the mushroom.
You guys are weird.
Not that I'm aware of.
No,
You
this is
continue
raw and
walking
uncut.
after dinner or after lunch, and you walk for another 6 hours.
Jesus
Uznab,
Christ.
you're leading the pack, right?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check
Perfect.
with disadvantage because you can only see 60 feet in front of you. And because you're holding up the sword, the bright light makes it so the darkness is even darker than if you were running with dark vision alone.
That's a 9.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Good to know.
Sorry, I have a +4. That's a 10.
Yes.
10.
Double digits.
All right, nothing changes. You continue on. There are strange sounds in this cave. You're not sure what it is. Again, you can't see the ceiling, or kind of the upper sides of the walls, but it sounds like scuttling, almost.
Scuttling. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been gradually growing over the past couple of hours of walking. It's never gotten to the point where it's been like alarmingly loud, but just now it's gotten to the point where you stop and you kind of pause for a second, and in the silence of the cave you hear this kind of just like very gentle just
Put my hand on the
Can
ground.
Yeah,
yes,
can I light a torch and like check the walls, like the walls and ceilings?
He's getting out of the marching order.
yeah, so you light a torch and
The
everyone kind
organism's
of
broken.
you hold up for a minute, and Chunk, you go to one side and then the other. You climb up as far as you can, but eventually it gets to the point where you're climbing a vertical rock wall. Roll me a perception check with, I suppose, just a straight check, since you're trying to see at the edge of your vision.
That's a 18.
Okay. You think you see when like you advance up the wall with the torch. You think you see brief scuttles of movement. You're not sure what it is, but it's just kind of like the movement catches the corner of your eye. But by the time you look up and hold the torch higher, you don't see anything.
Okay, and I didn't get a good glimpse of the ceiling then, I assume, right?
No, you could not with the torch. It's only 30 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna throw the torch towards the ceiling.
Okay. Roll me a strength check for seeing how high you can huck the torch up there. It's 100 feet straight up, and people are really bad at throwing things up.
Never mind. Can I light an arrow on fire and shoot it?
What'd you roll?
Do you still want a strength check on that?
Oh, well, yeah, you can light an arrow on fire if you don't want to throw it.
Oh, or I guess maybe like attach a torch to the arrow. I'm not sure what's more viable here.
Yeah, you could do either. That's fine.
All right.
You lose a
Yeah,
torch
I'm just
if
shooting
you,
it.
You touched it to the arrow.
Yeah, tie the torch to an arrow and shoot it straight up.
All right. So
Oh,
you all
suppose we
watch
can do
as
that.
Chunk uses a couple of feet. I'm gonna say 5 feet of rope
have,
to
like, a fire cantrip.
tie a torch to the end of one of his arrows, and
I
then
could just
sets it
cast
up,
light on his arrow, but he's fine.
Oh,
angles up as high as he can, and fires. And the
honestly,
arrow
Chunk's just interactive.
hits the top of the ceiling and kind of sticks in there a little bit. And you all watch. Everyone roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh God.
It's 100
Here we
feet up. It's very, very quick.
Hey, I rolled
And-
2 2s.
The torch light is
Roll
inconsistent,
2
especially
15s.
because the torch almost gets put out by the speed of the arrow.
11.
19.
Okay. Igor, you rolled 19.
Yes.
Anyone else roll higher?
19 as
13.
well.
19 as well. 13. Okay. Igor and Chunk.
Disadvantage. Sweet but Jesus.
It's the torchlight goes out, when it lands, essentially. Because of the speed of the arrow, the wind buffets it, and when it lands, it kind of the embers scatter, and you get a little bit of light coming off of it. And from what little you can see, Igor and Chunk, you see what looks to be maybe legs, maybe beetle-like creatures, or spider-like creatures, or perhaps bats. You aren't entirely sure, but a large group of creatures kind of scatter from where the arrow is, and you all hear the scuttling stop as the cave becomes deathly quiet.
What was that about light?
Oh boy. Let's keep moving.
Oh,
Yes.
I can just cast the cantrip light on an arrow next time, and when you shoot it, it won't go out.
Can you cast light on like us?
You can target a creature, I believe.
Yeah. No, one object, just an object.
Not just
I identify as an object.
Do I not have any?
I mean,
thrown
dude,
on-
I think Ooznaub already lights up my world, so like,
Can you cast
I could
light
Go
on
ahead.
the arrow that's up
Yes.
there? Okay.
No, I'd need to touch it.
Oh.
it's touch distance.
Also, Chonk, mark down a lost arrow.
Well, okay, fine. I need a pencil.
Did he ever find his other arrow?
It depends on where he shot it. Some of his arrows have gone off cliffs or whatever.
Are
He
we?
shot it down the cave. That one.
Oh,
And
that
it's
one?
still flying.
You did never hear it impact.
The perfect 2-degree slope.
Chonk, roll me a investigation check if you were looking for the arrow you shot down the tunnel.
Oh god. Oh, it's intelligence. Oh no.
Nat 20, here we go.
Nat 20.
There we go.
What?
Easy game.
Fucking hell. Alright, yeah, no, you find the arrow.
You managed to
Still
find
off one
3
from
arrows.
Chonk, yeah. But you did manage to find the arrows kind of neatly shoved between two rocks. A bit dull, but still intact. You'll notice now that after a couple of minutes of, I imagine, starting to walk again, the noises have come back. This kind of scuttling sound, and these almost whisper-like sounds.
Ah.
It's all
Okay.
very creepy.
Yeah. I asked Gilbert to light up one of my arrows.
Do we want to not have light?
Dude,
Maybe? Just
Maybe?
kind of link
Maybe,
arms?
dude.
Kind of hold
Chad,
hands?
your passive perception's 18, right?
That's correct. I was also gonna say,
Okay.
dude, Gilbert, you can just cast light on me, and I can like fly up there.
That's a really good point. I can cast it on your.
On my cloak or whatever, dude.
You are wearing a cloak. Okay, you're not just a naked chicken.
Are you a chicken, dude? I'm an Eric Cockroach. What are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at your token on Foundry. Yeah, looks very.
My token on? Are you okay? Are you?
No. And I cast light on something on Chad's person.
So once again, I reiterate: are we sure we actually want light in this situation, and we don't just want to kind of sneaky
I
beaky?
feel like, dude,
Alright, I don't know.
information is more important than.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I feel like we're giving more information to the things that are watching us than the things that we can see. I think we're giving off more
Imagine
information than we're
anything
gaining.
in this cave is really good at seeing in the dark, so they probably know
Yeah.
we're here anyways, and I wouldn't want to give up our ability to see them.
Chad,
I'd like to.
you will notice with your passive perception, with the on the edges of your dim light, of the sword and the torch and the light charm that you all carry, you'll notice that there are movements at the very edges of the light. They never enter the light, but there are movements around the edges of your bubble as you walk forward.
Oh, dude, interesting. I'd like to do like a quick fly around the circumference of the the tunnel.
Right,
Just
you can
trying
fly.
to check the edges.
You are lit up, right? Your shirt's
Correct.
light or
I am
whatever.
currently something on me is whether it's my cloak or something is emitting light.
All right. Go ahead, and make a perception check.
Alright.
The rest of you, as you continue to walk, watch as Chad takes off and starts flying, and you can watch his bright body kind of flying up and around, and he gathers speed down the tunnel and does a big loop and stretches over the top. Chad, what'd you roll?
21.
With 21, yeah, there seem to be it's a whole mix of creatures, some of which you've never seen before. massive beetles, tiny beetles, spiders, kind of like worm-like creatures, leech bugs, centipedes, all of varying sizes, some of which are, maybe 10 or 15 feet long, and some
Oh,
of
God.
which are probably a couple of inches. And as you kind of span, you go around, the rest of you, you probably only see movements. Chad, with your perception roll and the fact that you're right there with the light cantrip, you can see these creatures, but they scuttle out of the light as soon as you approach it, and they just kind of vanish into the shadows. And then when you're gone, you can hear them kind of return to the place that you were.
Gotcha. So I'll fly back to the group now, and pretty much say, so, dudes, seems like it's all like an assortment of creepy crawly things that you probably wouldn't want in your person, dude. But they're avoiding the light for better or for worse. So perhaps it's a better thing that we have the light up right now?
I tend to agree.
While this is going on, I'm gonna put my ear to the ground. Do I hear anything bigger or heavier than aggressive scuttling?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's a nice fat 7.
No.
Cool.
The scuttling kind of drowns out any other sounds that you might hear. It's actually gotten, now that you're a full day's journey into this tunnel, it's gotten loud to the point of being like a fan on low, just kind of there at all times.
All
Do you
right.
press on?
Of course. I think.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. None of you, or you do have the orb that can tell what time it is, right?
Yes.
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 Did we? Do we? I thought we
so-
sold it.
Yeah, no, you.
Nope.
oh.
Orb of time. It's still there. 6
time,
gold
yeah.
pieces.
All it does is tell you whether it's dawn or dusk or midday or midnight, I believe.
Yeah.
It's something terrible like that.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like a Minecraft clock, kind of. That's
Yeah.
not
Even
magic,
worse.
it's precision. Yeah, even worse. After what feels like a day of traveling, you kind of check the orb, and it's around sunset time, in the above world. In the cave, there's obviously no difference. You can continue traveling, if you'd like, or you can sit down and try and sleep.
I'm good for another 8 hours.
What was that, Uzdab?
And get a point of exhaustion.
I wouldn't.
Igor?
I'm good to press on for another hour. Another 8 hours.
Oh, I mean, we certainly could, but I wouldn't want us to get tired in a place full of things that go bump in the morning, noon, night, and day. Any thoughts?
I've casted my vote, but
I could definitely sleep.
if we're taking
Sleep
sleep,
time.
I can get more spells.
Ooh, spells. I
Like
do
spells.
I do like spells too.
So, are you sleeping or are you pressing on? What's the decision?
I made my vote.
Chad?
Sleepy time.
Sleep.
dude, I'm down
Okay.
to sleep.
We're
dude.
sleeping.
We sleep.
Okay. So how are you setting up camp in this massive
Lots of
tunnel?
torches. Is light a concentration spell?
No, it's until this. It only lasts for an hour.
I think I'm just gonna like set my sword up in the middle of the.
Don't we have 2 of those things? Or we gave one to
No,
Kella.
Kella has.
You gave one to Kella and she died.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No, she really hasn't done anything good for you, huh?
No, honestly.
Not really.
What
Yeah, I don't have any spells that can help with light long term.
was that?
I mean, you guys can
Snake
make
paper.
like a makeshift campfire with
Oh,
torches and whatever
idea.
implements you have.
I have.
I will say, for a campfire for 8 hours, mark down probably 10 torches
I have.
to keep it at a light level that's comfortable.
I have
Yes, sir.
9 torches we could burn.
I have 10. Yeah.
I don't have any.
I'm gonna burn
Chunk,
my.
you have 9. You tied a torch to an arrow.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
Well, yes,
I'm gonna
sorry.
burn 9 of my torches. If someone else wants to burn them, because I don't need torches. I've got dark vision. That's the word.
I can stick one of mine in.
Boom. There we go.
Alright. So mark those down on your character sheets. That's going to be an important resource to remember.
We're
Since
10
there's
torches deep.
there's no wood down here, and so the burnable things if you wanted to keep a fire going, are torches and I guess chunks, arrows, and your clothes.
Did no one bring
and maybe
flasks
some
of
items
oil?
in your bag of holding. Maybe the mushrooms, they'd probably burn.
Fuck no, mushrooms don't burn.
Hey.
But like isn't it gonna be a resource to keep track of? Light is hard to get down here. So you all bed down. Are you taking watch or are you all going to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who takes first watch? We'll do
Um,
3 shifts.
I take last.
I'll take first.
I'll take middle.
Oh,
Do
okay.
Are there 3 or 4 of them?
3.
I always do 3, but it might be like
Oh,
4.
okay.
I'm gonna
Um,
call it 3. I don't
Right
care what the-
before bed,
rules for now.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor again, and Honk, you get to gain 12 temporary hit points.
Me?
Yeah, congrats, my dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gotta love those protective verses.
Great if I had a pencil. Goodness.
Okay. Rules as written, you can sleep with mage armor on. If I was more harsh, I would say it's uncomfortable. But yeah, that's fine. So first watch is Chad, right?
Yep.
Okay. Chad, go ahead and make a perception check as you maintain the fire.
25.
25. Wow. Okay. An hour goes by in your watch, and the sounds of the creatures never seem to cease. And they never increase or decrease in volume. It's a very steady drone. And at this point, you've kind of gotten used to it, to the point where if you're not thinking about it, you don't even realize it's there. Another hour goes by. Still nothing. At the end of your 3rd hour, because I think either watches are 3 or 4 hours. I'm not sure. I think they're 4. No, but that would make 12. Whatever. We'll call it 3. At the end of your 3rd hour, you see some movement out of the corner of your eye, closer than what normally happens. And you look to the left, and there is what appears to be some sort of large centipede that has gotten a little too close to comfort. It's actually breached the light, and you can see its face with its 2 like kind of antenna sticking out and kind of patting the ground. And you watch as it kind of maneuvers its way in and out of the light, and it might be the trick of the light, but it seems to be about 10 feet long, 15 feet maybe, and it's growing adventurous.
I would like to... Is it, like, next to anyone sleeping in particular?
No, so I imagine you all are closest to the fire as possible, and the fire gives out a bright light within 30 feet and dim light, or bright light 15? I'm not sure.
A torch is 20/20.
I wonder if there's
Man,
stats
what a
for
year.
campfire.
Oh, we have 10 torches. So really 200, 200.
The torches don't
Yep.
stack like that.
Yes, they
I don't
do.
know. It has a point.
200, 200 of
You're right, they're not additive, they're multiplicative.
You know what spell might hold the answer? Create bonfire.
I'll call it, create bonfire. I'll call it a 30 feet radius, since the torch is 20 feet, and you're burning torches, and you're burning a little more. But you're also trying to keep it down, in a sense that you don't want to waste torches with extra light. So we'll call it 20 feet of bright, 20 feet of dim. The centipede is edging in and out of the dim light, so it's about, is that a radius? 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius. Yep.
20-foot radius, yeah. So it's about 40 feet from your companions, maybe 35.
Is it like is it still going like in a direction down the cave, or is it like legitimately just kind of like popping in and out around the circle?
It's circling your campfire, from what you can tell.
I would like to, because centipedes are more aware of the ground than anything else, do an unarmed strike, of my foot on the ground.
Okay.
Next to it in order to scare it off.
Gotcha. So you're gonna walk over to where it's kind of patrolling around the edges and punch the ground.
Essentially, yes.
Roll me a damage. I assume you hit the ground.
I hope so.
It's like, no, you missed the ground. You hit your foot.
Uncanny
Ow.
dodge.
The ground has advantage on dexterity saving throws.
That is a 9.
That is a 9. 9 points of damage. So you walk up to where the centipede is, and when you get close, it kind of scuttles out of the darkness, but you can still like hear it there. And you go and punch the ground, and you kind of hear the noises in the cavern briefly stop, and the whole cavern goes deathly quiet. You wait a couple of moments, 5, 10, and the cavern gradually starts to liven up again. And from what you can tell, the centipede is gone.
Okay, and then I go back to where I was sitting for my watch.
All right. Next watch would be Chunk, right?
Hey,
Design.
dude, Chonk, before you take over, watch for stragglers coming in.
Aye, Captain.
Yes, Captain Chad, that's me. All right, good night, Chonk.
All right, Chonk, roll me a perception check for your watch.
That is a 11.
Okay. The next 4 hours seem to go by without issue, as far as you can tell. The scuttling sounds and the creatures that kind of dip in and out of your light unnerve you, but you manage to keep the fire going, and no one ventures too close, as far as you can tell.
Okay, out of curiosity, I punched the ground as well. I want to see what the damage limit is.
Okay. You punch the ground. You have a strength modifier of +4, right?
Yes.
So you do 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Boom. You've punched the ground. The noises briefly stop before they continue up again in a moment.
Okay.
Your watch goes by, other than that, without issue. And passing off to Igor for the last watch.
Alright, while I'm doing my morning stretches, I'm going to have, my Echo just kind of walk in a circle around the dim light. Just
Okay.
kind of patrolling the dim light.
Roll me a perception check, either through you or I suppose through you.
Yeah, through me. So, and off the table it goes. Natural 20 plus 4.
Natural 20 plus 4. Okay. It's still not 25.
Oh,
Yeah. There's your Echo seems to do a pretty good job of keeping these monsters at bay. And after a tense couple of hours, you see your companions start to wake up as the last torch is tossed onto the torch fire, and you all awaken to a very cold, damp, dark morning with now 10 torches gone from your inventories.
When they wake up,
You're alive.
I asked the group, so I have this thing from my days of hunting trolls, a little alchemist fire. It pretty much just burns until they put it out. It's really great for trolls. They fucking hate the shit. But like, I don't know. I've never tried to burn it for like super long periods of time, so I don't know how well it work, but it might work for like a protective circle of light around us. Any ideas? Anyone know anything about alchemist fire? No?
Do I?
That's a Gilbert right there, yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert, roll me a history check, I guess.
History.
18.
Yeah, so alchemist fire was it's a thing that's used pretty rarely. It's pretty dangerous. Alchemist fire burns hot, and it's very hard to put out. You can't just dump water on it, since it burns underwater. It's a lot like Greek fire, in that sense. So you've never really experienced like using it, but as far as you know, it does burn until it's put out, usually by magical means.
Okay.
Well, if you think that, then maybe next time we have a nice protective circle of fire instead of a pile of torches, because we might run out of torches soon.
Don't see it going wrong. Does anyone have ruby dust?
Oh, ruby dust.
Ruby
Don't we have a bag of gems?
You do. You could make ruby dust if you
If I
have
Wait,
have
hold
50 gold pieces of ruby dust, I can learn 4 new spells today, and I can do continual flame for one of them.
What is...
Oh,
How
Mark,
much is
did
a
you
ruby
roll for all
worth?
your spell slots, Mark?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Is the ruby dust consumed? So we have
Yeah.
7
Yes.
100 piece 100 gold piece gems. Any of them rubies?
Let's roll for it. Let's roll 1d7.
God, I think. Wait, do I have one of those?
On a
Wait,
4, 5, and 6.
how
there are
do you
no
make
rubies.
how do you make a D7?
With Eldritch knowledge, you don't want to know. What's our
Yeah, do you have
range?
a D7?
I do have a D7. I'm looking at it.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6. It's not a ruby. Any other number, there is 100 gold ruby in there.
So 4, 5, or 6. So we want a 1, 2, 3, 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot it was a D7.
We got a 3. That's a ruby, baby.
Hey!
We got a
Alright,
ruby.
There is one 100 gold piece ruby in that assorted gem file.
Can you please send a picture of a D7?
You don't want to.
wanna
Like
know what it
honestly,
looks like.
you are better off not knowing. It is miserable to look at, and it upsets me dearly every time I have to look at it. Mark, can you concur?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But if you must know, it can be arranged.
I'm just looking it up.
Yeah, no, that's a bad image. That's cursed. Yeah, so with these, what are you doing with these rubies, Mark? You're crushing them up?
If I crush them up, 1 second, let me pick one more spell, then I'll read you Continual Flame. Oh no, what do I get? What do I
Wait,
get?
what the fuck?
It works.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
Ugly.
Let's see. Oh, I could learn Fireball, but that just feels...
I mean, technically, you can make a D of any size greater than, well, any size really greater than 0
Greater than 1.
or
No,
greater than 1.
no, because you can make a Mobius loop. Mobius strip.
Oh, is
Yeah.
Mobius strip 1?
Yeah, it's one-sided
It's a
object.
D1. Yeah.
It's a D.
Okay.
I don't know what the point of a D1 is though, but whatever.
It's
To
for-
have
you
a
roll in front of
D1?
Your players to power trip them. You're like, okay, on a 1 you fail, on a 1 you succeed. Boom.
No, you just say let's
That's
roll
pretty
for
much
it.
Okay. So
Continual
Gilbert,
Flame.
you,
So if I get 50 gold pieces worth of ruby dust, I can target an object.
which object are you targeting?
Hold on, let's
I don't
let's
know
read the
yet.
spell.
But it creates a flame equivalent in brightness to a torch, springs forth from an object that you touch. The effects look like a regular flame, but it creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen. And it just lasts until dispelled. So we have light forever.
Fucking snap! How many of those can you cast right
How
now?
bright is it? Is it 20 feet? Bright, 20 feet dim?
Yeah, it's a torch.
I think it's 2020 for
Yeah,
the
it's,
torch.
yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, we'll call it that. And then what are you casting it on? What object do you choose?
Do you want to just cast it on the burnt torches?
Yeah,
How many of those can you cast?
as many as I have the ruby dusts for.
Oh, it consumes
And
it?
I'll say you ground up 100 gold pieces worth of ruby dust.
Yeah.
So you have 50 gold pieces of ruby dust remaining.
Do we want to
Alright,
cast
so
it
you
twice?
now have a torch that has a continual flame.
Do we want to cast it
This
twice?
flame has a magical hue to it. I'm gonna say it's green, kind of copper colored. And it just kind of burns in that familiar 20/20 bright light radius.
Not my weird 30.
Yeah, not your weird 30. Yeah, and it's you now have permanent light, so that's good.
Do we want
yes.
to take a second one? Just burn 2 of them? Because we can always just like put them in a bag for later.
Yeah. You
Oh yeah,
definitely
that's
can.
true.
They do burn things, right?
No.
No.
No heat.
No, they don't emit
No.
heat.
No heat.
No
No
heat,
heat.
no oxygen.
Does it catch other things on fire? I imagine
No.
not.
No heat,
No,
no
if it
fire.
doesn't emit heat, then it can't. I don't think.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like a flashlight.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like a
man.
yeah.
It's like a flashlight you can't turn off. It specifically says you can cover it to snuff out the light, but it doesn't quench it. And once you uncover it, it just light exists again.
Okay.
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Do you want to burn the
Okay.
spell slot for a
Oh,
second
of
one,
course, that's another spell slot.
or do we want to do it tomorrow morning?
Let's just cast this one for now.
Tomorrow morning, maybe.
Yeah, we might do it tomorrow morning.
Fantastic planning, everyone.
Yeah, because that's a second level spell slot. But I'll just put in the ledger that we have another 50 gold pieces of ruby dust. And
Alright.
that brings us down to 6 100 gold piece gems.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have
Yeah,
all
so
your spell slots, and you're
cast
just
this continual flame spell after grinding up a ruby. We'll say that took a. You don't have the proper tools for gem grinding, so you had to kind of improvise. And so it took
Oh,
about an
looks like
hour,
people are coming
all
in.
things completed, in order to cast the spell and get a move on. But you start off in the morning. Well, you think it's morning, or you know it's morning from the orb, but that's really it. and you continue on down this cave. It's been a couple of more hours past,
Okay, I'm back.
and it's been probably a day and a half worth of travel to this cave. About an hour after you stop for lunch, you're walking down the slope when it suddenly flattens out. It's been this gradual 3-degree slope ever since you started, but now the ground flattens out and you see the edges of the cave wall kind of flatten out as well. And that's as far as you can see with your 40 feet of dim light. But it seems to be expanding. As you walk further into this cave, unless you stop. Okay.
I just need bookkeeping for Chunk. Those sweet temporary hit points. They end at the end of our long rest.
Oh, okay.
Casting mage armor again.
Okay. I'm assuming that's up most of the time.
Yeah.
As you kind of enter this cavern, it gets a little confusing because very quickly you lose sight of your exit. And it's very big as far as you can tell. You walk for a couple of 100 feet, it feels like, and there's no change. It's just flat ground and darkness all around you. The sounds of scuttling are faded, but they're still there. And every once in a while, you do catch some movement out of the edge of your torchlight. About, I don't know, 5 minutes of walking. Just kind of maintaining a straight line, as far as you can tell. You come across what looks to be a white spike, you can say it. It looks like a stalactite, although pretty smooth. And it sticks up about 15 feet out of the ground. And it's kind of curved a little bit and pointed straight up. Do any of you do anything? Or do you continue walking?
Is there anything notable beyond what you said for that stalactite?
Make an investigation check if you want to investigate it.
Boy.
How tall did you say it was?
About 15 feet.
15.
That is a 15.
Did you say it comes up from the floor?
Yeah, it emerges from the ground. With a 15 mark, you kind of take a look in and investigate. You're not entirely sure what material it is. It's probably not stone. When you kind of knock against it, it doesn't feel quite like a stone texture, but it might be a porous stone. You're not entirely sure.
Bone?
You could hazard a guess.
So this is a freaking tooth.
Looks like a great worm bone.
Perhaps. As you guys kind of spread out a little bit, staying close together, but investigating this thing.
Is the scuttling still audible?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll notice that the edges of your torchlight on either side of this spike are two more similar spikes that seem to... One is about 25 feet in the air, and then the other one's about probably closer to 14 feet tall. And they're kind of lined up in this parallel line, or this line.
Dude, Gilbert, can you light me up again, just so I can get a closer look around of above?
Yeah, I'll light you up again.
So we got 15
All right, so
foot
Chad's
spike
shirt
here.
is lit up. Chad, what are you planning?
I was just gonna try to fly up the stalactite, stalagmite, whatever.
Okay.
See what the top of it looks like and see how far up the cave goes at this point.
So it's pretty thick, and I imagine you chose the 25-foot one.
Yeah.
And as you fly up to that one, you'll notice with your light cantrip that there's another one further down the line that these ones have created. They're all of varying sizes, but they're all a pretty consistent shape of a slight curve towards away from you guys, away from the direction you came in. And they're all pointed at the edges, but not sharp, but just kind of like they end in a point.
Question. You said they vary in size. Is there any sort of consistency in the variation, or is it just completely random? Does it get...
What you can tell with the 3, you're not sure.
Okay.
If you follow the line of one of them, you would know whether or not they're getting smaller or bigger.
Okay. So, let me make sure I'm understanding this. So we have a 15-foot one, a 14-foot one, and then a 25-foot one? Is that what we're looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
That's about right. Although it's more like... Oh, you just deleted them.
Oh.
It's more like this is the 14-foot one, this is the 15-foot one, and that's the 25-foot one.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a ceiling?
You fly up 50 feet, 100 feet, 150 feet, 200 feet. You're not actually sure because the only thing that you can see is the little pinpoints of light down where your party is. But you estimate around 300 feet tall, there seems to be a ceiling that's covered with, it interestingly enough doesn't have any stalactites on it. It's just kind of a smooth roof capping.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Gotcha. All right, dude. And then I'll fly back down and join the party and let them know what I found.
So from here, the cave we're in, it advances forward. Does it advance? We can't tell because we can't see.
That's true.
So, do we want to try following the stalactites and see if they get bigger and bigger? Or...
That's the best idea I have at the moment.
Yeah, dude, we can try that.
Okay. So you guys start walking along the line of the stalactites, or the stalagmites, technically. As you continue along, kind of following from one to one, as you get to one, you can see the next one in the line, right? And they do gradually get bigger. Each one grows by probably about a foot until they go beyond the light that you have, like beyond the 40-foot radius of your torches. And they get gradually thicker as well. You follow these for about 5 or 10 minutes, and it just seems to be an endless row of them before there's a central, or before you start actually, they start shrinking again. You follow them for another 10 minutes or so, and it gets to the point of, and you've been gradually spiraling. These aren't in a straight line. These are kind of curved. And it feels like a spiral. You're lost at this point. You couldn't find the entrance unless you searched for it.
Well, we'd have to go back where we started.
But you'll notice that towards the end of this walk, that there are ones that start appearing parallel but opposite from these curved stalactites or stalagmites, and they're curved in the opposite direction. They're all like if you imagined it, they're facing inward. And as they gradually get smaller and smaller, you see a central stone appear, a rock of the same type that these stalagmites are made out of, that kind of rides in between them in the middle. And as you finish this tour, it comes down to, if you looked at it from a bird's eye view, it would look like this with this line. And it ends here with, you can see the stalagmites actually protruding from this middle part before they actually start getting buried in the dirt.
You said they vary in size and they get bigger and then they get smaller again.
Yes.
These are
But that was over
fucked
the
up
course
ribs.
of a 20-minute walk, essentially.
This is some fucked up ribs.
Yeah.
So they get bigger and smaller. And you said the part that connects them is on the bottom, right?
Yes.
And we haven't.
It ends right here.
There's no part. When you say it ends, does it mean like it goes underground again, or like it ends?
No, there's like an end cap, essentially.
What does the end cap look like? Is it flat? Is it pointed?
A nub.
A nub.
A smooth round end to the bone.
Ah, it is bone. We got him.
You got me. You
So
already
we-
call them ribs. I
We
figured
have we haven't hit a part in which the ribs come together and touch them, right? Like touch together.
no, that's at the very end, right here. These ribs touch at the last part, but
So-
then once it gets further out, the spine becomes buried, essentially.
So they touch on both ends. So like they come up and touch again.
Yeah, no, they're proper ribs,
They're true ribs. God, I love true
as opposed to fake ribs.
false ribs. Yes. And we got a sternum there. We got a
Remember,
manubrium.
we were talking to a radiology expert.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. You gave me bones. You fool. So we're at the head.
Yeah.
There's no fucking head. It just ends. There's no skull. No
Yeah.
nothing.
No, they get smaller and smaller until it ends.
Could we be
does
at
the cave
not
end?
head, but the like worm butt?
No, the rib cage ends. There's
There
no.
are 2 options.
We said every worm has 2 ends.
I don't even know worms had ribs.
It's our normal
Honestly,
ribs.
yeah.
It's true. It could not be a worm. Big snake. No, snakes don't have ribs either.
Snakes have ribs.
do.
They do? Oh,
Yeah, they do.
Sweet.
Does the cave end or does the cave keep going?
You don't know. It's
Oh,
darkness beyond that.
so
40
once
foot
we hit the
barrier.
nub, is there
Yep.
more open space this way?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
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 Should we?
I kind of want to follow.
Well,
Well,
there's the thing in the middle, right?
Yeah, the spine.
Oh, that's see what you're talking about.
So
Okay.
we're at the head end of it.
It would be more like that. That kind of.
So the
spine
worm,
is
Any of us
into the
touched
dirt.
it?
the worm is trying.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
touched it when you were inspecting it, Gilbert.
Okay.
I imagine.
The
Yeah,
worm.
it doesn't do anything special.
So the worm was heading that way, and the cave continues. After the end of the spine, is there like natural cave features?
It's just flat ground as far as you can tell. Nothing that you can see.
Just like how we were in the first cave we were in?
Just how you were in the entrance to this cave. This
Okay.
cave is smoother.
Mhm.
It seems to be worn down by something, as opposed to the cave that you were going down, which was a bit rougher.
This. So here's the thing. The head was going in this direction. The cave continues, but it died here. Either they're reusing these caves or something else went through here.
Yeah. I mean, it also could have just died.
But see, the cave, like the wormy cave, continues though.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So it died here, but there was a worm in front of it at some point. Either it's reusing the cave or something else came through here.
Well, you don't know if the worm cave continues. You haven't found any other parts of the cave. This is the only thing that you found in this cavern.
Yeah, but like we don't see a definite end, so we could keep going down the cavern.
It's true.
Should we do that?
The
Yes.
other option.
Yeah.
We didn't check
Anything
the
else to do?
when we first found the ribs. We didn't check to see if the other side had continued forward, right? We never
That's
did that.
true. You only went down one side of ribs.
So we hit like a T intersection instead of seeing if it was a 4-way intersection. We just went right.
Well,
followed it.
yeah, as far as you could tell, you could only see one line of ribs, and it was only towards the end, about 50 minutes of walking on this end, when you could finally see the other side of the rib cage.
How many minutes of walking?
50.
About 15.
15. Okay.
Damn.
Yep.
It's like a mile long.
So
Okay.
there was a potential there was a potential 4-way intersection there that we just missed. We're already committed to this. Do we want to go back and see if there was another entrance, or do we want to just keep pressing forward?
I think we're here. We might as well keep going.
I love that idea. Objections? Going once? Going twice?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about with the intersections. So I'm just
Okay,
gonna,
so
I'm
when
just
we-
gonna
I don't
nod
understand
and
when
say
he's
yes.
talking about a 4-way intersection.
So
either,
we were walking down the cave this way, and then we ran into some ribs, and the ribs we went that way with the ribs. This cave potentially could have kept going forward. Because we know that there's
Right, the
there's
cavern opened up, but you never saw any.
theoretically the ribs continue, and we were here when we decided to go right to follow the ribs. We could have followed the ribs in the opposite direction, going that direction, or we could have pressed forward, and the cave that we were in could have continued forward.
Isn't it all one big cave?
As far as you can tell, yeah. You haven't seen any walls.
Yeah, I say we just keep going how we're going.
Yeah, what?
No reason to pick that direction over another direction, so we're here.
All right. Uznab, you're still leading the group, right? As per marching
Someone
order.
else has a light source now, right?
Well, you have the ever-burning torch and the daylight sword as your
Cool.
permanent
Yeah,
light
I
sword.
guess I'm going first still.
Uznab, roll me a survival check.
Survival check.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. With a high DC.
Nice. I don't have a high plus. 19.
19's pretty good though. So you start walking and kind of follow the edges of the ribs. It's really hard not to get turned around in this cave. You can't see anything beyond the 40-foot radius of your torches. And once you lose sight of the ribs, it's very easy to get disorientated and circle back on yourself maybe, or not walk in a straight line. But you're pretty confident you managed to bring the group in a straight line, at least judging by the 40 feet of tracks that you can see. And about 5 minutes of walking later, you come across an edge of a pit. Its radius is bigger than you can see, although you can see it's a massive pit from what you can tell, right? It's judging by the diameter of the circle and the circumference and kind of the curve, it's probably 100 feet across, maybe 200 feet across. And it just goes straight down. It's like someone took a cookie cutter and plucked it into the ground and then took out a chunk, a circle. The walls are kind of jagged. They're a similar texture to the walls of the Great Worm Cave's entrance and kind of the parts that you were walking down. And it just disappears into the dark.
Are the walls like climbable?
Yeah, it would not be an easy climb, but it's not impossible.
This sounds like a job for Chad.
Yeah, hey, dude. Is the cantrip still on, or is that how long does light last actually?
1 hour. Boop.
But
You're lit again.
Mark can keep lighting you up. It's fine.
All right,
It's a
I'll
cantrip.
go fly up there then.
Why
Okay,
down there, you mean?
Down, sorry, down.
Chad, you start descending in this kind of spiral. I imagine keeping the edges of the cave in sight.
Yes.
You go down 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet. It gets to the point where the light of the group that's above you is getting hard to see. The group looking down, Chad is disappearing into this darkness, and after about a minute of descending, Chad just disappears entirely. The light is too faint to see. Chad, about
Yeah.
500 feet down. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Oh.
Bother.
What the heck?
It's okay, guys. We're killing another character.
Maddening darkness.
Just straight wisdom, right?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I have a +5, and I got a 7.
All right, so that's a 12. Or no, that's 7 total.
That's 7 total.
Okay. You get a sense of premonition by descending into this cave. You're familiar with the tales of the Underdark. All of you as adventurers would have heard of it at some point. Like crazy people saying, I went there, or something like that. A series of labyrinthian-like passages, caves that disappear into the depths of the earth, weird creatures that lurk there, right? Places the sun never touches. Drow are famously from the Underdark. And this cave does not fill you with a good feeling whatsoever. And before you know it, you've actually descended another probably 1,000 feet. And you kind of blink yourself out of it before you realize, like, oh shit, I'm still going down. But you've been descending quite rapidly for a while before you blink yourself out of your stupor. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I would like to try to fly up again to find the party again.
All right, make me another wisdom saving throw.
It's a natural 1. That is a 2 and then a 1.
Fuck. Flying up's hard. You keep concentrating on it. You keep thinking to yourself, I have to fly up, I have to fly up, I have to fly up. And then you're flying down again.
Oh,
And you're
God.
not quite sure why. It's like this irresistible pull. Your mind hates it. And you actively are thinking to yourself, I need to get out of here. I need to fly up. But every time you think about it, you get distracted by something. You know, another thought enters your brain, and before you know it, you're flying down again. You can't tell how much time has passed, and you're not sure, you know, how deep you are. But you finally blink yourself out of it and realize that you've been flying down for probably a while. You felt your ears pop from the pressure, and the air down here is noticeably colder.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So how?
For the rest of you up there, it's been about 10 minutes
Okay.
since Chad
10
disappeared
minutes?
into the hole.
Okay.
Wow.
He's not one for being slow. Do we want to start maybe like tossing light down there to see if we can see him or whatnot? Like maybe him getting extinguished was the light.
Wait, did his light go out?
We stopped
Yeah,
seeing
about
it.
500 feet down, his light just kind of faded. Not that it like was extinguished,
You
but
just
just
couldn't
it
see
got
it.
so deep you just couldn't see it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start digging through the bag of holding for things we can cast light on. Let's see. We got a couple giant spoons. We got giant bowls. We have a bland
Whoa.
hand axe.
I can do one of the giant good luck charms.
Giant
yeah.
good luck charms? Where we got? Where we
Yeah,
seeing?
6-inch tall luck charms, 7 sculptures.
Where am I seeing? Why am I missing those?
Oh yeah, that was a
Line
giant bag.
19.
Line 19. 19. 7 sculptures. 6 foot 9 lunge charms. Fair enough. Go for one of those.
Yeah, I say go for it.
Yeah.
How steep is the wall? Is it like a 90 foot, 90
It is a
degree?
vertical drop.
Vertical drop.
Maybe it expands, like it flattens out in some places. Kind of, there's some inconsistencies. It's not perfectly vertical, but
It's a pit.
as an average, it's a pit.
Okay.
It is like someone took a cookie cutter to it. That's how,
We don't want to cast light on one of the dragon scales?
At this point,
They are
your
very
your
heavy.
dragon companion, who has been traveling with
We
you,
can send Jorvin
who has
down.
been mostly silent, is kind of whimpering and looking down the pit while keeping her hind legs kind of locked up, and her wings unfurled, and she's just kind of looking down and.
Should we send another flying creature down?
I don't think that's a good idea.
See, how the fuck are
Especially
we gonna
not
get
that
down here?
one.
How the fuck are we gonna get down there? Because if he doesn't come out,
I don't.
You can't, yeah.
I don't know.
What? Do none of you know Featherfall?
No.
it's a 500 foot drop and we can't see the bottom of it. Featherfall wouldn't be useful.
Past life, but a lot of shit's happened.
Holy fuck.
Can I roll another wisdom saving throw?
I'm waiting to see if they toss a light down or anything.
Oh, that's true.
I say we throw a giant spoon, but go for the 6-inch
Oh,
horse statue.
No, giant
Giant
spoon.
spoon? Okay, giant spoon. Toss
we're
light
gonna need
cantrip
those
on the giant
spoons.
spoon, toss it down. At around the same 500-foot mark, you see the giant
It's just
spoon
a shovel.
disappear out of view. It is. Yeah, you're right. It's just a shovel. Yeah, but it's not a sharp shovel, so it's useless.
Think of all the things we could have
Just a soft
scooped.
shovel.
Chad's about to get whacked by a shovel.
I get knocked out by it.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, so it's been a total of about 10 minutes for you guys up top. Chad, you don't know how far down you are. Roll me a third wisdom saving throw.
Will do. I'm using a different D20.
That's a smart
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
You got this.
Let's see. Let's go. 3.
That is a 17.
Oh,
17.
thank God.
So with that, you're able to, you kind of look down and, whew, and kind of shake your head. And you start back up again, right?
And then I get
And,
hit with a spoon.
And you fall down.
It's a long, slow climb, and noticeably, it's just kind of long and slow on the way back up. You don't see a spoon or anything like that. Not that you'd expect one, but you're just kind of tracing the edges, making sure that you're flying up. And finally, after what feels like a very long time for how long you spent going down, about an hour later, Chad emerges from the cave, the light cantrip flickering, but not completely out.
He doesn't encounter a spoon at all?
Wait. No, it's completely out if I cast it on a spoon.
Is it? Can you only have one light at a time?
Yeah.
So Chad,
Shit!
oh my!
Oh,
Oh, wait! This
This
changes
changes things.
Chad, you're flying down and you're trying to avoid it. We're retconning a little bit. You're flying down. You're trying to avoid flying down, and the light goes out on you, and you just go into pitch black darkness. And you don't have dark vision, so you stop flying in order to not, crash into the wall.
Shit.
Yeah.
But it is pitch black down there.
I would like to take one of the torches out from my explorer's
While
bag.
flying?
Is there any landing spot, like a hold on the wall?
I mean, you could try and grab onto the wall, yeah. It's pitch black right now. It's like it's not even like dark, but the moon's out. It's pitch black.
Yeah. So I'm like,
You cannot see.
I'm gonna try to like feel the wall for like a handhold, right?
Okay. I'll say because you're a flying creature and in tune with the movements of air, you kind of understand when you're close to the wall, and you
Okay.
approach it cautiously. Make me a athletics check to grab onto the wall while blinded,
All right.
and make it at disadvantage
All right.
because
Tail.
you can kind of sense where the wall is, but you don't know exactly where it is.
That's 11.
11. You managed to grip on. It's not a steady grip. You couldn't stay there for long. It kind of hurts your muscles, but you
Yeah.
are attached.
I would like to attempt to take out a torch and then hold the torch in my beak and then use my other hand to light it.
Okay, so you. After a couple of attempts, you do manage to light the torch, and the familiar warmth fills you once again. You can actually see now, and it takes your eyes a couple seconds to adjust. Now you can start on your slow climb back up. I'll say you keep your wisdom saving throw. That's fine because you
Okay.
managed to react quickly enough. But you have to fly kind of slowly in order to not
Yeah.
put out the torch. It takes you about an hour and a half. For you guys up top, Gilbert realizes as you see the spoon disappear, Gilbert, you think, shit, that just canceled the light cantrip on Chad.
And Chad doesn't see the spoon falling on the way down.
Not that you know of. Chad hasn't arriven yet. We'll say it's
Right.
about
Oh.
half an hour after Chad disappeared into the hole, and Chad still has not returned.
Should we throw another spoon?
Funny story about that. I was just reading up on this again while we're sitting here, and it turns out when I cast light on the spoon, it gets rid of my previous casting of light. So, Chad doesn't really have light anymore. I think we should kind of just stop.
So if he doesn't have light, then he's going to need another spoon.
He'll figure it out. He's
But
a
casting
smart
light
bird.
on a second spoon is going to cancel the light from the first spoon. So if you grab the first spoon and the light just disappears, then you're really shocked.
Ah, sweet, a spoon with light cast on it. Better put this torch out. Okay.
I feel confident to
throwing
fly next to
shovels
this
at
wall.
me?
Yeah. So you wait, as per your better judgment. An hour goes by. You can consider this a short rest if you'd like.
Snap.
Light goes out on the shovel anyways.
Light goes out on the shovel.
Might as well throw another shovel.
Do you guys throw another shovel or not?
No.
Okay. About an hour and 15 minutes later, I'll say, you hear and you see the light approaching from the edge of the cavern, or edge of the pit. And you peek over the top, and there's Chad holding a mostly burnt-out torch at this point, flying up at a pretty steep angle out of the pit. And Chad, you see there the group that's sitting next to the edge. They've got their light sources out, so you can see them.
I would like to dramatically land exhausted next to them and say something along the lines of, dudes, I don't like being underground.
Important to note, Chad, it felt like 10 minutes on the way down, maybe 5 minutes on the way down. It was an hour and a half back up, is what you felt. That's just like a point of note.
Yeah, sharing that with the group. Dudes, I don't know why that took so long to get up here. My brain was all hazy there, especially at first, and I just kept wanting to go down deeper and deeper, and I could not tell you why. And getting up here was a mental and physical challenge. Sweet bejesus.
Okay.
Okay.
So
You
maybe
guys threw that spoon down about an hour and 10 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Hour
Something
and
like
5
that.
minutes ago? Okay, good to know.
I wish this was like a normal game where
Oh
you
no,
could
there's
like
something
make a
at the
save
bottom. There's
point.
something at the bottom.
You can make a save point. Oh, that's not how you type that. Whoops.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could like make a save point and we could all just like venture into like what this cave is, but we can't.
Oh, you could. There's nothing stopping you from going down there.
Yeah, but we might all die.
I have a little faith in me.
Only 4 of us.
well, here's the
And
thing.
the book. Have a little faith in the book.
Folks, I desperately need to pee, so you keep talking. I'm going to go into my own great worm cavern. One
So
moment.
here's the problem. We don't
That's
have
a
a way
great
of getting
worm, Mark.
down. We have no way of
Say
getting
what?
down. We have no way of getting down there.
You could climb.
If we had wait.
Steep. We have no pythons. We're running out of rope, and we have like 50 feet of rope for a 500-foot cavern, at least
saying,
minimum.
More than that, we have
At
no
least
idea.
500 feet. Yeah, judging by.
That's when we
what
just
Chad
lost
was
sight of the light.
saying. You could
Is Featherfall what you're talking about? Is that a wizard cantrip or is it,
It is a
complete
spell.
warlock? Oh, can Gilbert
it
learn
slows
it?
your fall.
Doesn't
Gilbert could learn it, but I think he would either need I think Gilbert would need to level up in order to learn it, or to copy off someone else's spellbook.
Oh,
And also, Featherfall isn't very helpful if you can't see the bottom, because it only
That's
lasts
true,
for a
because
minute,
It only lasts for a minute.
and it descends
Oh.
you 600 feet. I think is what it is.
If you didn't see the bottom, then
You'd have to
you
cast
could
it.
just splat.
You'd also have to be able to
because I
see
like
all of
hold
us.
my action. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of things.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of stuff that has to happen. Noticeably, with you guys sitting around and kind of discussing what to do next, everyone roll me a perception check.
oh Jesus!
That's a 14.
This is perception for feeling the ground, so if you have advantage on that, go ahead.
Ah, my tremor
yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
18.
14.
Chunk,
10.
18? Okay. 18's the highest, right?
Yep.
Chunk,
Yep.
Yeah.
you feel the ground start shaking.
Like earthquake shaking, or
Yeah, like earthquake shaking. And if you had to guess, the epicenter is coming from below you and slightly towards the direction of the pit.
Okay. I'm gonna wave my arms around, start screaming, and say, "Worm, earthquake, pit, run." I don't know.
Worm earthquake. Okay, so you guys see Chonk stand up and start screaming that. And a moment later, you guys feel it too, as this kind of dull rumbling sound approaches your ears, coming out of the pit, and this ground starts shaking. You actually see the small rocks on the earth start boop, 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 popping up and down. What do you guys do?
I can fucking run. Might as well.
Let's wait
Let's-
for Mark to get back,
Yeah, we can.
and we can talk about our next course of action.
How wide across was the rib cage where we were?
The ribcage was at times wider than 40 feet at least.
Okay.
But where you're towards the end of the cave, where you set off from, it's like 10 feet across. Gilbert, you come back to the sound of rumbling earth and the feeling of rumbling earth, and Chonk telling everyone to get up and run.
I must say I kind of concur with the assessment.
The ground starts shaking even more. Where are you guys running to?
So we
How
have,
about away
Away.
from the pit? Yeah.
Okay, so you guys start booking it.
Wait up for me.
Uznob's running away. You guys, as you turn and look at Uznob, who's slowly running, because he's only got 50 feet with a dash.
I'm gonna stick with Uznov specifically.
Looking back, you can see and you hear this sound of wind rushing up and kind of buffets against you and shoves this dust everywhere. And you hear this awful sound of grinding earth as you see emerge from the mouth of this pit what looks to be a wall of flesh
Oh God.
ripping up. And as you run, because of your light sources, you lose sight of it. But you can hear this continual sound of this massive moving creature. And as you guys are running away, you hear this
Oh, Jorva.
roar emit out. And I'm gonna need you guys to all roll initiative.
Is there a spoon on its
Motherfucker.
face? Like,
So excited.
Glowing spoon.
Is there a
yeah.
glowing spoon? No, it's not glowing. Funnily enough.
but is there a spoon?
You can't tell. It's too far away.
Think about
you didn't
that.
stay within 14 feet. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while you guys.
I need a pee too. My initiative's pretty great.
Let's play. Do we think great worms have good charisma?
Yes.
Oh, good. No, wait, that's not good. I want the opposite of good charisma.
I know what you want, but they do.
Wait, there is no active combat encounter in currently.
Yeah, there's nothing going on yet.
Okay. Dude, how are we gonna fight a giant? Like, this is a massive war.
It's gonna be fine.
I imagine like the Terraria Wall of Flesh. Have you guys played Terraria?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh. Man, what a good game.
How are you gonna kill this?
Very carefully.
Daggers.
Man, Gilbert, remember that one time you gave me light and then you took it away?
I try to forget.
Wait, okay. So, is the Underdark just like basically the labyrinth, or like what is it?
It's the underground world, which basically it's a giant subterranean continent spanning dungeon.
Yep.
Kinda sorta. The Underdark's freaking great. It's I'm so happy to finally be here. Everything spooky, terrible, and terrifying, it's in the Underdark pretty much. And guess what we found?
So how's everyone's
Giant.
initiative?
We don't know yet.
Are we able? I didn't think we could roll for it.
Nah, he didn't start a combat encounter.
Oh, I rolled physically and I got a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, me too.
Let's start an active encounter.
Yep.
And let's add people into it. Just looking on
I got a 19.
Ooznaub, the dragon. Okay, 19's good.
I got a 20.
Okay, Gilbert, you got a 20.
Yeah.
Ian, you rolled physically as well. What did you get?
0.
Okay, we'll put you at
pretty good
0.
roll.
That's a pretty good roll. I don't actually have a mini or a character created for this giant worm.
Okay. Can we estimate how giant this is?
Well, judging by the size of the pit and the size of the tunnel that you came down here with, you'd estimate it's at minimum 100 feet across.
Nice.
Okay.
But the pit was bigger, so it might be about 200 feet across. Not entirely sure. You didn't get a good look at it before you ran.
Fair enough.
Let's pull on some, I don't know, let's play like a Nosk's theme from Hollow Knight. That's pretty good. So, with those initiative orders out of the way, let's get fighting. So, you guys are running away at max speed. I'll say right now, you are at location A. You have no idea where location A is. You have no actual, because you sprinted away from the pit, now you have absolutely no visual reference. Who is leading the charge?
My guess would be Chad, because he's the fastest.
Yeah, but I also don't have a light source.
That's true. Are you trying to stay together as a group? Like, are you maintaining speed with Uzma?
Yes.
Or are you leaving behind? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which case, Chad leading the group is fine. Chad, since you're leading, roll me a survival check to try and find a way out. Chad?
So you guys aren't gonna like me because I accidentally rolled the same d20 as before.
Oh no.
God damn it.
That's a natural
Feeling
one.
good.
That's
Feeling
a
right.
natural one.
It's
All
a
right.
Saturday night.
Chad.
For the worm.
Chad is leading the party, and you guys are sprinting, and you sprint for about, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 seconds, right? Before you hear this burrowing sound coming from underneath you. I need everyone in this group to make dexterity saving throws as the worm emerges out from
I'm hyped
underneath
for
you.
this.
Not managing to swallow you whole, I don't think, but managing to just like knock you aside with the burst of earth that comes with it.
14?
Okay, let me roll some damage here.
Oh no.
Oh,
2 minus 1. 1. Feeling good.
It's,
Feeling right. It's Saturday night.
okay, so Chad, what'd you roll for dexterity saving throw?
17.
17. So you take 9 points of force damage.
Force
Tonk?
0.
16.
16. You take 9 points of force damage. Gilbert.
Halves because of evasion.
There you go.
Well,
Well, did they fail or succeed?
Chunk succeeded.
So we take 0.
Okay.
Oh,
you take
oh, so no
none.
damage. No
None.
damage. Yeah.
Both chunks.
God bless rogues
14
and
for
monks.
Gilbert.
14. You fail. 18 points of damage.
Still
Eagle?
have 4 HP.
1.
1. You fail. You take 18 points of damage, and Uznab.
17.
17. You succeed. 9 points of damage. As this worm had emerged out, and some of you barely manage to scrape away. Igor and Gilbert taking the brunt of the damage as they get tossed prone. As this wall of flesh essentially emerges from the ground and starts spewing dirt everywhere as it's burrowing out from this tunnel and kind of curving. Because of your 40-foot sphere of light, you can't actually see anything like where it goes or anything like that. It just appears. Is Chad still leading the party as you desperately run away? Or is
Dude,
someone else leading?
I don't think I'm good at leading underground, so I'm gonna.
Are we gonna... Do we want to keep running? Because it knew exactly where we were when we were running.
I might be able to try something if I can see it.
Walk without rhythm, huh?
I fear...
So, are we in combat? Like, whose turn is it?
It's technically all of your turns. The worm moves at the top of the round, essentially.
Okay, can I see the worm?
Right now, yes. It is a
Is
wall of flesh in front of you. Currently going up, from what you can tell.
Is it within 60 feet of me?
Yeah, you're within 40 feet of it, 'cause you can
Cool,
see
I
it.
want to cast a spell.
Dispel?
No, a spell.
Okay.
Can I make a charisma saving throw as I try to banish it?
Wait,
So
what?
read me banishment.
You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target
Okay.
must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends. 1
Okay,
minute.
and it doesn't specify
Says
it
nothing
doesn't
about
specify
size.
CR or whatever or size. Okay,
Nope.
all right. That is a 15.
Fail.
But it's -4, so it's 11.
Fail.
Okay. So you guys watch as Gilbert, despite being
Jesus
knocked prone by the
Christ.
giant worm, stands
Easy
up,
game.
points his wand at the worm, and mutters some arcane words, and poof, the worm vanishes. The whole cavern is still shaking, and you realize now, Gilbert, that by the worm being gone, you've probably interrupted the structural stability of this cavern by having such a massive creature just vanish into thin air. How long does banishment last for? It's a minute.
Concentration up to a minute.
And then
I
if
think
they're
I'm gonna
from
maintain
this-
concentration.
If they're from this plane, after that minute, they respawn.
At which point the target reappears in the space left or in the nearest unoccupied space if the space is occupied.
Let's go occupy that space, my guys.
So you guys have a minute
No.
to figure out what the fuck you're doing, as Gilbert
We-
has just banished this worm.
I say we go
Should we
find a
just run
hidey
away
hole.
for a minute?
Yeah, let's run away for a minute. Let's find a nice hidey hole and just stop moving for a while.
Yep.
Okay.
Turn off all
Who's-
lights.
Who is leading the group?
Who has good wisdom?
Survival? I am proficient, but
survival.
I feel like other people have better survival mods than me.
I mean, apparently I have a +5, but I also just rolled natural one.
Alright, fuck it.
Just don't
It
use that
was
dice.
the dice.
Don't use the
Use
dice.
the dice. All right, Chad.
All
We'll
right.
Moment of
have,
truth.
we'll say you make. Let's make 2 survival checks, in order to lead this group to anywhere but here.
Okay. That is a natural 20
Okay.
Easy game.
Damn.
and a 23.
All right.
So, you don't even need the 30 seconds. The first 30 seconds are enough. You'd pick a direction and sprint. You guys don't even know what direction this is at this point. But Chad, you have a feeling about going left.
Left.
So you go left,
All right.
and you guys come across what looks to be the edge of this cave. The roof kind of descends, the wall appears through your bubble of light, and there's a what looks to be a carved entrance to a smaller cave. This one's probably 15 feet tall by 10 feet wide, and it appears to be at least man-made. Do you go into it?
Yes.
It seems better than
Okay.
here.
So, with 30 seconds left on the clock, you all dash your way in, and you sprint your way into. Configure. Yeah, quit complaining.
Another
Navigation,
combat
players.
encounter.
Another worm.
It's a bar fight.
The demi-plane in which the worm was sent to.
You should be able to see this
Oh
place.
my god, I have vision. That's me, baby.
Okay.
That's me.
So notably, Uznab, you have a thing. So you're doing bright vision of 30 and dim vision of, or emit light, sorry, of 30 and bright light of 60. Okay. So Uznab has that, and Chad was carrying a ever-burning torch. So he's got emitting 40 and 40. Okay. And up ahead in front of you, this cave kind of widens out, and it goes from like a man-made carve. As you're sprinting down it, it becomes like stone bricks that have been laid into the wall and made like an official structure. And the floor turns from dirt into this like paved stone material, kind of purplish in hue. As you sprint up to it, you reach what looks to be an ornate carved door. A good 10 feet, probably 15 feet tall by 10 feet or maybe 15 feet wide. This door is made out of metal, it appears to be. Probably some kind of iron. And it's been rusted over time, but it's got these beautifully carved, intricate designs on it. What are you all doing as you approach this door?
Can we open it?
There's no windows or anything like that. Oh, can you open it? Not look at it.
Yeah, it's a door.
You go to open
Yeah.
it, and it is unlocked.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull the. Is it a push or pull again? But I
No.
guess not.
And it's a push door.
I think we go in and we stay very
Yeah.
quiet for about an hour.
As Gilbert says this, you hear what sounds like a poof kind of sound, and then a very loud rumbling and a scream from this worm that's muffled by the terrain. But you can just hear this. That sounds a lot closer than you'd like it to be.
Are these
As
pillars?
your banishment spell ran out. These are pillars, yes.
Okay.
So, as you enter the room, which I'm assuming all of you do,
Mhm.
Yeah.
do any of you close the door behind you?
But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop. So, you close the door, and with a slam, boom, the sounds of the worm are muffled. More so than you would expect from a door. I mean, it's rather thick, but the sounds of the worm are muffled. Noticeably, there's no sounds of scuttling in this cave.
That's neat.
You've grown used to the insects and various
It's
creatures
quiet.
that made their home on the walls and the edges of your vision, and now those sounds are gone.
Okay. We just not move and not make noise for like an hour.
Are we really not gonna explore the cave?
Not yet. No.
And also, if we wait an hour, I can get my banishment spell back in case we need to do it again.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's play the quiet game.
So, what is the what's the plan?
Gilbert,
You're gonna
you
sit
should
down
play the
right
quiet
here?
game more often. Wait, what was that, Chad? Nothing. Okay.
Are you making camp right here? In this room, notably, it's a rather wide room. You know, 95 feet across and 60 feet deep, with a probably 40-foot high ceiling. You can just see the top of the ceiling with your light sources. And then there's these massive 10-foot wide stone pillars that seem to be supporting the roof. There is a further cavern that way. There's a further passage this way and a further passage this way.
So are we just short resting in this main hallway first?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got banishment back, boys.
Okay. Oh, that's a two.
I'm not gonna take a short rest. I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye out though.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Igor, make me a perception check, though. Just keeping
those.
an eye out.
That's a 13.
13. Okay. It's a tense hour. It's very quiet. Except for the sounds of the worm outside the cave. And for a couple of moments there, when someone accidentally makes a sound, you all tense up, kind of expecting the worm to come through. But after about 45 minutes or so, the sound quiets down, and it appears as though the worm has left. And then your short rest goes by without issue.
All right.
Okay.
So if I just like fart suddenly, Igor's gonna like murder me.
Yeah, maybe.
I look over at
Up to you.
Chonk, and in sign language, I say, "You suck at the quiet game."
Yeah, let's play this silent game or a D&D session. No player's allowed to talk ever. All right.
You have to communicate
Moving
through
on.
sign language only.
Over
Reroll
Discord.
episode of A Quiet Place. Silent Place, whatever it was.
It was a quiet place. All right. So, gentlemen, we have 3 ways in front of us. From my basic look around, that looks like it winds up a little. There seems to be a door over there, and this seems to just go straight. So those are our options. What are we thinking, gentlemen? What are we thinking?
I rolled a d6 and it said straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
All right, listen, D6.
God, imagine rolling a d6 instead of a d3.
God, stop
I'm
making
sorry.
Oh, there's some statues up in here.
Okay. So as you progress into this hallway, you come across these golden statues.
Like spears.
They're about 10 feet tall, and they seem to be statues of. They're intricately carved. Actually, God, have any of you seen a drow before? I don't think so.
Definitely
Maybe
seen an
not.
elf before.
You've seen elves. They look like elves. The figures are a little different. Their features aren't quite the same. But as you look at it, looks similar to an elf. And from what you can tell from this distance, the armor does look like real gold. As these figures are kind of ostentatiously presenting themselves, standing at guard with their spears in their right hands.
So they're stone statues or are they gold statues?
They're stone statues with
In gold armor. Okay. Man.
One spear in their right hand and one spear in their left hand.
No, it's one spear in. Well, one of these is left-handed apparently. That's okay. Just like me. Hey.
Shut up, Nathaniel.
Well,
Is the
now employ the
spear
left-hand rule.
is the spear removable?
Maybe. You'd have to investigate it to find out.
Does it seem magical in any way?
Nathaniel, can you unlock this door real quick?
To investigate it.
Can I unlock what door? Oh, you can't bring your echo, can you? Okay. Ha. Bring your echo. There you go. You don't know if it's magical
Okay.
or not. You'd have to detect magic.
Are we really about to walk past these very menacing statues?
I think so.
Can we take their armor?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's doing
Try.
it. He's doing it. Son of a bitch, he's doing it. No, he's not doing it. He pussied out.
Do we maybe want to look around a little more before we
I think that's a good idea.
property here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like this way. This way's got a door.
Okay.
Oh, it's not a door. It's a
You
separate
guys
passage.
leave. All right. Igor, slow down.
Well, I'm
The rest
just-
of the group catch up. Or, unless you're planning on leaving your dragon friend behind.
No.
No.
Who's in charge of the dragon?
I think
Chad.
it should be Chad in charge of
Yeah.
I got it.
I'll
cares about
control
the
your
echo?
echo
I,
unless it's...
I thought the dragon didn't like Chad.
It's a love-hate
Well-
relationship.
Hey,
Dylan.
Nathaniel, don't put the echo there because
Yeah.
I can see through it. So I can see the
yeah,
outline
but
of
you
shit.
only see darkness.
I can see,
You
like,
only see darkness.
I can see the outlines of walls and such.
That's fine.
Okay.
So you come across a fork in the path. There's a north
I pick it up.
direction and a east direction. Which way do you go?
Well, keep our hand on the right-hand wall and keep going.
Right hand wall.
I mean, preferably don't actually touch it.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
It turns again.
So it curves to the right here, and give me a second. I need to prep the room ahead.
We got a torchbearer up front. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm trying to move 2 characters at once, and it's a
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Select both of them. Oh, I can't. Look at that.
This one right here. Okay, so you can continue if you'd like down this cave, and you walk around the edges, and you see a room. In this room, there are 4 levers.
Oh Jesus.
There are no markings on any of the walls, as far as you can tell. And these levers are just in place. They seem to be in a neutral position right now, right? You could push them either forward or backward. And there's no distinguishable features about any of them. They all look identical. And there's no iconography on the walls or anything like that.
Once again, I would suggest we employ the concept of see what's here before we touch.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh no, the light, it's gone.
Oh my
Ah,
god. Hold on.
me.
Alright,
Alright,
so you come back to your
up.
broken road and you're going up.
I suppose up.
I see
Okay.
menacing coffins.
In this room, there are 2 massive sarcophagi. They're 5 feet off the ground, and they go about 15 feet down with a 5 foot across. And each of them has this skull that none of you have seen before. It's almost like what you'd imagine like a snake skull would be like, except it's a bit longer. And it's got these 2 massive horns on the sides of them. Both sarcophagi are sealed, as far as you can tell.
Should we keep them that way? I
Same
hate walking
tactic.
into every room and suggesting, hey, how about we do nothing?
Wait,
think-
Gilbert and Chad, you've stepped beyond this part of the room, right?
Yeah, I'll say I'm
God.
here.
Okay. So none of you were ever like checking for traps or anything like that.
No.
which
Oh
is, you know,
Jesus.
I haven't.
Because why would you, honestly? Like
Exactly,
when you
there's no
could
traps.
not.
Who cares? Yeah.
There are no traps in Bossing Say. So as you enter the room, I suppose it would be the last. Actually, no, it didn't really matter. As you enter the room, suddenly you hear this, and you all turn and look as this door behind you comes down from the ceiling and slams itself down into the ground, effectively locking you inside this room.
Gosh dang it.
Stone?
Zelda combat.
Or like a portcullis?
It's completely stone, and from what you could tell, it looked pretty thick.
Is there a
emerging-
handle on it?
There's no handle. Emerging from these 2 sarcophagi,
Just means it's a push door.
as the
Oh, blah.
the tops of the sarcophagi kind of shove and slide off on their own accord, and then in a very ethereal motion, these 2 figures kind of lift themselves up by the torso as they were from lying down, and they stand up, and they both stand up inside the sarcophagi. They look elvish in nature, and you can see they've got these red eyes that are staring both at you, and
Oh
they open
God.
their mouths, and you can see that they're bearing fangs where their canines should be, and one of them goes, I'm gonna need you all to roll for initiative.
Sir, yes,
Fine.
sir.
Combat encounter.
All right,
I'd just like to say that my sword is considered sunlight.
your sword is considered.
Gang!
That is true.
That's very true.
That's very true. Okay, let me pull up the stat block for these guys real quick.
I like
So-
how 5 and I
They're within 25 feet, so I'm not gonna be that helpful this combat.
Does your fucking bow have a short range of 25 feet?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
god.
a great bow, dude.
I mean, it's a great worm cave, you know.
You did a great bow for
Yeah,
a great worm
it's
cave.
a
I
great
don't
worm
know.
cave. I don't know what you wanted. Great bows, great worm caves. Notably, these guys should have +4 to their initiative rolls, so this should be 23, and this one should be 11. Okay, so the two vampires begin combat. So this first vampire is going to see you guys. It's gonna bare its teeth. Noticeably, it's starting its turn in sunlight because Uznob's sword is considered sunlight.
Yes.
So it takes 20 points of radiant damage as you watch it emerge from the cave, and then immediately it throws up its hands, and you see the skin bubbling from where the sunlight is attacking it. As it goes, and it hisses right at you, Uznob. Uznob, it is going to. If the vampire isn't in sunlight or running water, huh? Funnily enough. Okay. This one is going to move 5, 10, 15 feet.
Oh, no.
And is going to right up to you, Uznob. And it is going to... it's going to multi-attack. It's going to start off with 2 attacks. So it's going to start off with a bite attack. That is a 18 to hit, Uznob.
That matches.
That matches, so that does succeed in hitting. Unfortunately. So you take... Oh, this is the first time I've run a vampire before. This is really exciting. Let's see. +4. Okay, so you only take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. It has actually, sorry, it has disadvantage on that attack roll. But the other one was a natural 20, so
okay, I'll take it.
And then it is going to attempt to, yeah, it's going to, let's see, creature that is one willing creature, or a creature reduced.
I'm not willing.
It is going to look at, probably you, Igor, and it is going to attempt to charm you.
Like
Igor, I
charms.
need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Some saving throw with quadruple disadvantage because I'm super cool.
No, just
That's a
straight roll.
3. Yes.
So, yeah, you fail. You are charmed by the vampire. The charmed target regards the vampire as a trusted friend to be heeded and protected. Although the target isn't under the vampire's control, it takes the vampire's requests for actions in the most favorable way it can, and is a willing target for the vampire's bite attack. Each time the vampire does something harmful to you, you can repeat the saving throw. But other than that, you are charmed for the next 24 hours. Igor, these vampires, they're your friends.
Is it both vampires or just one of them?
No, particularly this one, although this one is an ally. They're both considered allies right now. And the vampire turns to you and it says in common, Igor, it says, Why, don't just stand there. Why don't we take care of these people, huh? And gestures for you to attack your friends. So you are charmed.
Did that look like a spell when it did it? I'm not going to do anything now, but just for future reference.
Yeah, as far as you can tell. It didn't have any spell components.
Sutel's trying to see how he can get 25 feet over vampire.
If you go up into the very corner, Sutel, I'll allow it. You can
You
fit
allow
into that
it?
tiny little space, yeah.
Alright, I'll take it.
The grid isn't quite aligned. Gilbert, it is now your turn. Igor looks like something just been cast on him. You're not sure what, but he is no longer actively engaging the vampire. You do see that.
I dislike that, so I think... Pretty sure this is how this works. I'm gonna take a look
Vanish
at my boy
Igor.
This changes
Yeah,
everything.
vanish Igor.
No, I'm saving that for worms.
Don't send me back to my...
Spell. No.
Get rid of the worm.
You're gonna send me to my native plane? You son
No, I
of a
think
bitch.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on you. Let me look at the thing to make sure.
Yeah, so what does the spell magic do?
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On
Yeah, I'm
successful
gonna
check,
say-
the spell ends.
I'm gonna say make an ability check with your spellcasting modifier in order to dispel this charm, because it's not strictly a spell.
Okay.
But I'm gonna see if Gilbert can manipulate the magic either way, because it is magic, I think.
Oh, shit. That's definitely a fail unless it's would an 8 succeed.
No, I don't. Ooh. Calm motion. Yeah. Okay. Dispel.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Interestingly enough, yeah. So dispel magic wouldn't work on this. You would need dispel evil and good.
Oh, so it wasn't a spell.
No, I guess not. I just looked that up.
Okay.
If you want to retcon your turn, you can. I'm not sure if Gilbert would know though. You've never fought a vampire before.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm perfectly happy you saying yeah. That's what I did. But when I asked if it was a spell earlier, you said essentially yes.
Yeah.
It's
a spell-like
I'm
ability?
gonna say if you had rolled higher on your dispel magic, it might have worked.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
then
stick to that.
I'll say that was dispel magic. I cast that.
But with an 8 on dispel magic, you unfortunately aren't high enough. You didn't roll high enough to beat the DC of this
That's cool.
vampire.
Yeah,
since
that's
it has a high challenge rating.
And how about who needs the hit? My boy Ooznaub is going to gain another 12 temporary HP.
I like that.
Okay. Noticeably, you'll look that this vampire, this one, I'll make it here. That's an ironic symbol to put on a vampire. This vampire is wearing nicer robes than this one.
Oh no.
Oh, not nicer robes.
Nicer robes. Gilbert, that's the end of your turn.
Sure.
Igor, before you go, this vampire, this one right here, is going to take a legendary action.
Okay.
Or I guess technically at the end of Gilbert's turn, it takes this legendary action. And it is going to use its legendary action to move over to here. And that is the end of its legendary action. Igor, it is now your turn. You are charmed by the vampire.
You know, you look like you need a new coat. 3 attacks into the dragon. That's an 8. That is a natural 17, 18, and a 20. So,
Yeah, those all hit.
so if my math is correct, so that should be. If we did this dragon's fucking dead. I hope you know
You
right
only
now.
got 32 HP.
Let me just roll this real quick. That's 6. I have to roll my crit damage with advantage because I got Savage Attacker. That's 16, 14. That's 10, 17. The crit damage is 17 plus 16. What's 17 plus 16? Oh,
That's
33.
yeah,
40
so
points of
that-
damage into the dragon on the first attack.
40 points of damage. Okay, keep track of this because if you kill it, then it
Well,
dies.
doesn't it just die from death saves now?
Yes, it
No,
does, because it takes one
well,
other
yeah,
hit
so
for
with
2
one
death
hit-
saves, and then
The dragon goes down, and then the next hit auto crits. And
auto crits for 2
that
death
is
saves.
2 death saves. And are you gonna attack it the third time?
Oh, I already did. I attacked it 3 times.
Okay. All right.
You
With the
dead.
third attack, you guys watch as Igor was apparently talked to by this vampire in common, and he turns around and he just goes 1, 2, 3 into Eurivus. What's his name?
Jorva.
Morva.
Lord of the Yellow.
Lord of the Yellow.
Jorva fucking dies. It's not even like drops unconscious. You watch as the first attack slices into Jorva's wing and just crumples Jorva to the ground. And she looks up, and then with her dying breath, Igor takes the other axe and slams it down into her neck once and then twice, just instantly killing her.
Okay, gotta end this combat within 10 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it.
Jorva is now dead. Igor, that's the end of your turn, unless you want to move.
That's my turn. Gotta turn the dragon into a coat now.
Okay. At the end of Igor's turn, this vampire is gonna take another legendary action, and it is going to make an unarmed strike against Gilbert
Disadvantage with sunlight?
with disadvantage because sunlight. So that's a 4 plus 9.
no,
Age armor.
13? No,
Yeah,
I'm good.
4 plus 9 is 13. Yep.
You really
no,
have
that
a
misses.
0
Okay.
dex?
And I'm gonna mark off with like this thing. So that's 2 legendary actions used. Chonk, it's your turn. You just watched Igor kill Jorva in front of you.
Yeah, there are more important things to do though. If I move right there, do I have a shot on the shy vampire?
I would say yeah, you can thread the needle,
also have
especially if you
attack
stand
opportunity
on
from
top of
Igor.
the sarcophagus.
I'm gonna stand on
yes.
top of the sarcophagus.
You would get
and
attacked by Igor if you did not disengage.
I'm gonna disengage.
All right, bonus action
Coward.
disengage.
Coward.
Move
Move
right.
over there. Coward. I don't. that's being
Because the
coward.
shy vampire hasn't taken its turn yet,
Ooh, you get assassinate. Woo!
I get assassinate.
Sweet, and you get sneak attack. You don't have advantage on it, because it's technically, I mean, it's not hidden, or you're not hidden.
It's not surprised by you.
Right.
It's not surprised, but assassinate
Right, so-
means you get your crit, right?
No.
Fuck, I never.
He gets
No,
advantage.
No, I only get it.
He has advantage on the roll. He gets sneak attack because Gilbert's within 5 feet.
Okay, there you go. You have advantage on the roll and you get sneak attack.
Okay.
Get anything else, just roll that. Fucking rogues, I never remember how they work.
Okay. And I have advantage.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a 21.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and a 16. Okay, so I roll a d10. But with Piercer, I can re-roll if I want to. But I have to use that. I'm gonna re-roll a 2.
Also, I'm going to say this right now because we've entered combat. It's a new rule. For crits, we're doubling the end result of damage. So, the old way we used to do it is you take like the max theoretical damage and then you add on extra dice. From now on, you roll a normal attack and you add all of the stuff to it, and then you double that. And that's true for both enemies and allies.
Neat.
There goes my chromatic orb nukes.
Okay, so
Which
that's
means like all of your
5.
pluses and sneak attack, right? You just take the end result and then you double that, and that's your crit.
11, 17, 21, 26 points of damage.
All right, 26 points of damage, pretty good.
I rolled a
as-
1 on my damage die though, so
Yeah, that sucks. But as the arrow, Chonk gets up and threads the needle, and it fires straight through or past Uznab. And Gilbert, you feel the wisp of the arrow as it threads the needle, kind of like clipping a bit of your hair off to one side. As the arrow smashes into a vampire, the vampire takes it and staggers a bit and looks at this like javelin sticking out of its shoulder. Chonk, I believe that's the end of your turn, unless you want to move somewhere else.
yes.
You still have 25 feet of
I'm-
movement, I believe. Okay.
I'm
Shy
gonna
vampire gets a
move.
turn. Oh,
Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
a little,
You're gonna
just a
move
little
there?
bit up the coffin. Yeah.
Okay. This vampire is going to use its third and final legendary action to make an unarmed strike against you, Gilbert, at disadvantage. That is 5 plus 9 is 14.
Miss. Fail.
14 misses. All right, sweet.
AC 15, baby.
But it does regain all of its legendary actions at the start of its turn. And now it is its turn. So at the start of its turn, it takes 20 points of sunlight damage, being blinded by the sun.
Blah blah blah.
Let's see. What can it do while blinded by sunlight? Surprisingly, not a lot.
Nothing.
Can it not cast spells and shit?
Sunlight hypersensitivity. Okay. It is going to attempt to multi-attack Gilbert.
Yep.
The first is going to be an unarmed strike at disadvantage. That's a natural 1. It fails. Okay.
It hits himself.
And then
easy.
let's see. The sun is out technically because you guys started adventuring in midday. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. The vampire, provided the sun isn't up, but the sun's up, is going to make its second multi-attack against you. That's a 5 plus 9. That's 14 again.
Miss.
I think it fails. All right.
Gilbert the tank.
Yeah,
that's,
Gilbert was
that's
dodging
the end of
God.
its turn. That fucking disadvantage. That sunlight sword, man. That
You gave
that
it
does
to
it.
us.
That's pretty.
Thank
did.
you, Snob.
Interestingly enough, Chonk, you
Hello.
shot a normal arrow at it, right? You didn't use a walloping arrow?
No,
Do you have a +1 bow? I forget. I don't think you do.
I do. Yes,
You do?
I do.
Right, but it's +1 ammunition that makes the difference.
If you're looking for
I don't know.
I thought a +1 bow.
Overcoming resistances.
I think a bow
Does it?
ammo does.
Because you can
it,
get
but I'm
+1
not
ammunition,
sure.
but you can also get a +1 bow? Or can you only get +1 ammunition?
I'm gonna Google
You
it.
can
I
get-
forget. I'm going to call
say.
it magical for the sake of being magical. We're going to call it that. But that's important to note for later on if you're attacking these with non-magical weapons. Although I think you all have magical weapons.
I believe so.
Uznab, it's your turn. Igor just killed your dragon friend in front of you. Jorva
Yeah.
just got stabbed in the neck. There's 2 vampires in front of you, and they seem to be hissing and painfully aware of your sunlight sword.
I wish I could I wish I could designate targets mid thing, but it's okay. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians and
Bless.
Okay, and this is what kind
Igor's
of damage is this?
Radiant.
Radiant. Okay, good to know.
Igor's not. He's not part of it.
As in, I'm not a friend, or
He's not. You're not getting hit.
oh, cool.
Okay, so Igor's not getting hit, but the 2 vampires are. All right.
Yeah.
They're gonna make wisdom saving throws.
15.
They do not make saving throws with disadvantage, just attack rolls and ability checks. Okay, so one of them fails and the other one succeeds with a. Wait, no, it's a 15 and a 9. Do those both fail?
15 matches. So that's a success, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So one of them succeeds, the other one fails. This one succeeded, this one failed.
12 damage. So
Fail.
yeah.
Okay. 6. All right.
What type of damage is that, Dylan?
It's
It's radiant damage.
which unfortunately does not seem to have any effect other than the normal amount of damage against the vampire.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's not a lot of vulnerabilities in D&D. All right. Continuing on. Uznav, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Chad, it's your turn.
So
All the way at the bottom of the initiative.
with +5, it's how it goes. So with knowing Igor for as long as I have, on a scale of 1 to 20, how constitutional is he?
Constitutional. Ooh,
How constitutional?
You know-
he is a true patriot.
you know, the other day he had a big breakfast the other day, and he got 2 more constitutional.
Oh
know-
boy,
He's pretty hardy.
I'm a thick lad.
sounds like a hardy man. We're gonna see how this works.
Do it, coward.
Because right now I'm more scared of Igor than I am of the vampire. Because
Well, if we kill the
Good.
vampire, though.
Yeah, the vampires are bitches. They're in sunlight.
Well, okay. If we killed the vampire, though, the charm ends, right?
Yeah.
We don't know.
You would think.
well, hopefully.
But I'm
Hopefully.
working on
Hopefully.
Igor.
Cast
Oh,
charm
you're
person
working on
to
Igor?
charm the
Okay,
person.
I'll give my thing a shot too. We'll see what happens.
Cast charm person on the vampire. Have it attack me.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right, let me roll my attacks. My spear is magical +1.
Okay.
That is in 18 and a 22.
Against Igor or the vampire? Sorry.
The vampire.
The vampire.
Right.
Okay.
The
Those
one
both
I'm
hit.
flanking with who's not.
Yes, those both hit.
Do I have an advantage?
No, you have +2 because you're flanking.
Right. Either way.
Either way, they still hit.
Yeah. Let me get my units that I should have gotten out before. Then that's going to be a total of 12, so that's 24 damage from those two.
24 damage with your magical weapon. Perfect.
Correct. And then I'm going to do an unarmed strike with stunning strike
Okay.
attached to it with a key point, and
Yep.
we're gonna kind of just
See if-
try to slap Igor
Okay. To Igor. Right. Okay.
on that.
In that case. Okay. So make your attack roll.
All right.
Igor, what's your armor class? 18.
20.
20.
Wow, that is a 21.
21
Okay,
hits.
So you hit Igor. Go ahead and
better
roll
or
damage.
worse?
Igor, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. That is a 16.
My key save is 16.
Okay.
I succeed.
So Igor resists the stun as you walk up and slap him upside the head. You watch as he kind of twists his neck a little bit and then snaps back to you. His eyes have turned red, the same kind of color as the vampire's pupils. Or not pupils, the same color as the vampire's irises. And he does not appear any more affected by being hit by you through the charm effect.
Oh.
You get the feeling that you hitting him is kind of expected since he is now your enemy. Minus 12 points. All right, Eagle.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Damage as
How
you
many?
get
No, there
12
was
points of damage.
12 points of damage.
You
Sorry
get
about that.
slapped,
Had to mute myself for a
but
second.
You resist the stun.
Okay.
And
Don't
then-
make me revive 2 people.
You think you're gonna be able to
I
revive
think
someone?
Igor's about to kill me.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Chad, is that the end of your turn?
I do have another unarmed strike I can use, thanks to
okay.
book things. So I guess I'll use it on the vampire.
All right. Make the fourth attack, I think, against the vampire.
That is the fourth attack. That's gonna be a 23.
Yep, that hits.
And that's gonna be another 12 points of damage to it.
12 points of damage. And your fists are magical, right? You're a monk?
Correct. They are
Let's
considered
go.
magical weapons.
Perfect. I will say this vampire already looking bloodied. Not having a great day.
Why doesn't it just bite itself then?
Shut up, Mark. Chad, that's the end of your turn, right?
That is the end of my turn.
All right. At the end of Chad's turn, this vampire is going to use a legendary action
Oh no.
to move over there. And that's the end of its
Interesting.
legendary actions. Or it's the end of its legendary action. Top of the round, this vampire takes 20 points of radiant damage.
And
from the
makes a
fire.
saving throw.
And makes a saving throw.
God bless. Yes.
That's a 7 plus
12.
2.
12 points of damage.
Okay, minus 12 points of damage. All right, this one's looking pretty beat up. He's not having a great day. He's really upset about this sun. So he is going to, and he already charmed that one. Man, having a sunlight blade really fucks these vampires.
Yeah.
Only we had 2. Kella.
Carla.
Double the sun. You on Tatooine now, you undead pieces of garlic-hating shit.
Wow, that was a long insult. This one is going to, it's going to, yeah, it's going to attempt an unarmed strike against you, Uznab. Or, sorry, I need you to roll me a strength or acrobatics check. Or athletics or acrobatics check to escape the grapple. He's attempting to grapple you.
Okay. That's a 5.
Okay, well, he rolled a 9 plus 4, so that's a 14. So you are effectively grappled by this vampire as he grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you in and kind of wrestles your weapon hand down away from him. He then reaches over and kind of pushes your head to the side, exposing your neck through your plate or through your armor, and he's going to attempt to bite you. And because he has you grappled, I believe he gets advantage on the attack, but because he has disadvantage, it's just a straight roll. That's a natural 19.
Yep.
19 plus 9, so that's a 28 to hit. All right, you take 1d6 piercing damage. You
He's
take-
attacking someone else, correct?
Yeah, he's attacking Uznab.
So that means I get an attack on him as well.
Oh, you do get a sentinel attack.
Sentinel.
Yeah, I get it.
Sentinel.
Okay, plus 3d6 necrotic. Uznab, you take 7 points of piercing damage and 9 points of necrotic damage, as your maximum hit point is reduced by 9 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
What if
And this
it's
vampire heals
temporary HP?
Ooh,
plus 9.
Oh.
Say what?
that's a fantastic question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
If it specifies maximum, then I'm assuming it actually
It's
takes
max
from your-
HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't ignores temp HP. It takes from your maximum HP value and it lowers that by the same amount.
Sorry, Chief.
And then does Sentinel use your reaction?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. But
Okay.
I
and
would
you're
want to
making
do
an
it on this
attack
guy
roll,
anyway.
so roll attack.
That's going to be a 21.
21 hits.
Not the 12 today. We got a D8. And that is going to be 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Okay. Well, you almost dealt the damage that he healed from biting Uznab. Ooh, that's a good question. Uznab, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
He's a vampire.
He's a vampire!
10.
We'll see. 10. Okay. That's good to know. I'm gonna write that down.
Good
Oh,
to
boy.
know.
Good to know.
Don't you hate when your death cleric becomes undead? Fuck.
I think the worst part is that I can't use a sunblade anymore.
Yeah.
No, the Sunblade's still out. Uznab is just grappled by it. But if he turned into a vampire, yes, he would not be able to. That ends this vampire's turn. At the end of its turn, this vampire
Oh god
is
damn.
going to make a bite, or is going to make an unarmed strike attack against you, Gilbert, as part of his legendary action. It's at disadvantage. That's still a 13 plus 9.
Oh yeah,
I
that'll
think
hit.
that hits. and it's going to actually, sorry, it's grappling you. So roll me a strength or acrobatics check to
Wait.
dodge the grapple.
Oh, that's what it's trying to grapple me. Got it.
Yeah, and it's got a 13 plus 4, so you're gonna have to beat a. Oh no, escape DC 18. There you go.
Well, let's do acrobatics.
Let's go. +0.
11.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's a
11.
plus
So,
one. It's a
Gilbert-
plus one.
+1.
Gilbert,
alright.
you are currently grappled by this vampire, and because
Oh,
of that,
boy.
you are restrained.
Blah.
It is now the start of your turn, though.
Blah.
There you go.
Okay, I think I should use all my actions to use prestidigitation to make it faintly smell like garlic. I feel like that's the best use of my. No. Let's see here. Being grappled changes plans. No, it doesn't. Do I get the vibe if I tried to spell magic again on Igor, he might get better?
You would have to. It's a higher DC because it's your second attempt. I would say you have to beat a. Let's see here. Challenge rating 13. I would say you have to beat a 16 DC in order to dispel the effect on Igor.
It's exactly a 50-50 shot. I'm
Do
not
it.
Flipping coins. We dispelling some magic on my boy.
Okay. Roll me a spell ability modifier.
And let's see, I don't have inspiration. Shit.
The one time you want it.
Alright,
Didn't you get inspiration? Didn't you give him
Uh,
inspiration?
21.
21!
Back to the land of the living, punk.
And with that, you watch as Gilbert goes, "Facade!" and he throws his wand at Igor. And Igor, you feel the effects of the vampire's charm wear off and dissipate. And you
Oh
blink
my.
back into yourself to see. I suppose the last target you attacked was the dragon. So you blink back to yourself to see an axe embedded into Jorva's neck.
Giving myself 8 temp HP after that.
Wait, really? Why?
I have the protective verses, so if I cast an abjuration spell, I can use my reaction to give someone temp HP. I can only do it
Oh.
3 times a day, though.
That's pretty cool. Gilbert, I imagine that's the end of your turn.
I would agree.
Igor. it's
First
your
things first, bonus action, I'm gonna need an echo here. Oh my, this is no good. I'm going to actions come down here because I have things I have to get rid of. Blow one of those. We're gonna do 3 attacks, 1 against this vampire, and 2 against that vampire first. Boom. The 2 against the first vampire are at, what's my plus?
Was it this vampire that was the first one?
The first 2 are going here against him.
Okay.
We've got a
And you've got a plus
19 and a
9.
21. 19 and 21
21,
magic
perfect.
weapons.
Yep.
Perfect. 5, 11, 11 plus 14. Plus 14 is 25 points of damage to this gentleman.
Minus 25. Hey, this one's looking pretty rough.
All right, cool.
With all of the damage that's heading its way.
Bonus action, not bonus action, an Unleash Incarnate attack against him. That's a
Okay.
14 to hit.
14 misses, actually.
14 misses.
As you attempt, your echo swings, and this vampire, while it's grappling Gilbert, kind of swings out of the way and manages to almost send Gilbert into the path of the axe.
That's right, I'm grappled. Shit.
You are grappling.
Action Surge and a second Unleash Incarnate because of the second action. I'm going to put 2 more attack. I'm going to put 1 attack into the first guy. First things first. 15, 25 to hit.
25 hits.
For 14 more points of damage.
Okay, he's on death's door right now.
All right.
Well, as much as a vampire can be, you know.
That's a 23 for 8 points of damage
On the first one or the second one?
on this guy.
Okay. Minus 8. All right, he's still alive.
He's still fucking alive. That son of a
As
bitch.
You just hammer hit after hit, and the vampire's shrinking back for your magical weapon and kind of doing the boxing thing of like putting his arms up.
I have
and
one
to
more hit.
dodge, but he's still just being slashed. You
One
have
more.
one more hit? What
Yes,
the
a
fuck?
second Unleash Incarnate into him. I want him gone. 19
Oh,
to
right,
hit.
action surge. 19 hits.
For another 13 points of damage.
Hey! All right. So you watch as you slash that final blow into it, and this vampire collapses down, and his body dissolves into a cloud of mist.
Not missed.
Provided that it isn't in sunlight or running water. Shit.
Son of a bitch.
So you watch as Igor, as it the vampire falls to his knees, and he reaches up towards the sky, and you watch as Uznob's sunblade seems to get even brighter in that exact moment, and you watch as the vampire, like, literally catches on fire, and then disintegrates into ash, as his body just dissipates.
Neat. That's my turn.
And that's your turn. Okay. Chug, it's your turn.
Do I have a shot?
Yeah, you have a shot.
All right, I have a shot.
It's fine.
Yeah. Let me do my usual. I'm gonna
Alright.
put a sharpshooter bonus on this one for
Yep, and you get sneak attack if you hit.
Oh, Pog. 21.
21 hits.
So it's a 10.
Man, vampires can't do shit when they're in sunlight.
Yeah, it's. You probably weren't. Yeah.
I didn't realize that Uznob's sunblade works as, you know, the
15.
sun.
17.
It's incredible.
21.
If it can't transform, it's destroyed.
22. 27 points of damage.
Okay, 27 points of damage. This one's definitely looking bloodied. As the arrow hits right in the abdomen. Oh, the vampire kind of doubles over, still holding Gilbert, and looks up and glares at you, Chalk. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Shy Vampire's turn. Start of its turn. Actually, sorry. As its last reaction,
I really hope it
or
charms.
last legendary action, it's going to attack Gilbert with advantage. With straight roll, because Gilbert's grappled, but Uznob's Sunblade. That's a 19 plus 9, so that hits. Which makes it 1d6 plus 4. 7 points of piercing damage, Gilbert.
Still at full HP.
Or bludgeoning damage, sorry, as it strikes you while it's grappling you. And now, at the start of its turn, it is going to regain its spent legendary actions.
Shit.
And it is going to, while grappling Gilbert, is going to turn to Uznob.
You can
We'll
take,
have to make the roll.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have to.
take
well,
20 damage.
Actually, yeah, no, okay. It's it rolled a 7, but it's going to use legendary resistance to succeed. So it
Well-
takes how much?
Oh.
Well, it takes 3 points of damage.
Big money.
I rolled 7.
Oh, and minus 20 because the fucking Sunblade. Yeah, don't forget about that.
Eat it.
All right, it is going to look to you, Uznob, and say, "Come on, friend. Why don't you join the winning side?" And then you are going to have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
That's a 22.
22. You feel this persuasion effort from this vampire as it washes over you, and then you just shake your head and turn to look at it and kind of like flare the Sunblade a little bit as you are completely unaffected by its charm. And that's its action for the turn, so it's going to end its turn there. Uznob, start your turn.
I'm just gonna swing the Sunblade at him.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Not good. I'm gonna use inspiration just because I can.
You have inspiration.
Never used it. That's a 26.
26 hits.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
And damage. That is 8 points of radiant damage and 5
Alright.
points of necrotic.
So that's half to 2.
That's also no, I won't do that. Never mind. That's it.
Okay. That's it. All right. At the end of your turn, it managed to. So it's grappling Gilbert and kind of trying to use him as a human shield, and you managed to kind of fencing lunge in and throw the blade against the side of its cheek. And you watch as the sunlight burns away at the wound, and the vampire hisses, and it's going to use its legendary action. Well, 2 of them technically, to make a bite attack against Gilbert.
Oh no.
Rude.
And it's a straight roll because.
Where's it getting advantage from?
It's getting advantage because it's grappling you. And you are restrained from it. Take 1d, I believe it's bat form 1d6. So you take 6 points of piercing damage and 8 points of necrotic damage as your maximum HP is reduced by 8 points.
Okay, so
and I'm
help me
gonna
out
need you-
here.
Yeah.
I have both temp HP and an arcane ward. Does
Okay.
it? What gets damaged?
It reduces your max HP.
Okay.
And then you take 8 points of damage, and then your max HP is reduced by that amount.
Okay.
So it's
So
you
it's
still have
8 damage total to my max HP.
It's 8 damage total, to whatever sources you have on top. Like if you have temp HP, it does damage to that,
Oh,
but
that's
your
pretty
max
cool.
HP is
Okay.
still reduced by 8.
Nice. So I take an effective 16 damage. Love it.
That's true.
Now I have
Gilbert,
20.
make me a
max
Constitution
HP.
saving throw.
Oh, bother. Hey, 20.
Spirit attacks.
20. Okay,
21.
that's good to know.
Gotta love that +2.
What was that, Chad?
2 spirit attacks.
Okay.
22, 23 to hit.
Yeah, those both hit.
Then that's 8, 14, 26 damage.
You will not believe this. It is exactly 26 HP. Chad, you hesitate and then strike at the perfect moment using that kind of sentinel skill set in order to slide the spear right in past Gilbert and stabbing the vampire straight through the heart. And you watch as the vampire suddenly releases Gilbert and backs up, only to start to dissolve in the mist, and then look at its hands and realize that the mist isn't working. And you watch as the hands just set on fire, and the whole body just burns up. And I'm trying to remember what effect I remember seeing it from, but like lighting a piece of paper on fire and watching it dissolve into nothing, the vampire just burns away into nothing. And with that, those 2 vampires are dead.
First things
Number-
first.
Fucking round 2 of combat vampires die. What the fuck?
I'm going to
First
cast
things first.
Purify on the dragon.
What?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let's think this through real quick.
It's done.
No,
It
we
is
are
done.
casting revive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you cast Revivify on the dragon. What does that bring him to? 1 HP?
1 HP.
Yep.
Does it reattach missing limbs?
So none of its limbs were missing, I will say.
Really?
You managed to carve into its wing and into its neck, but you never actually decapitated it.
Okay.
I figured I didn't want to be that mean. So you watch as Uznov rushes to the dead dragon wormling's form, and you use the diamonds and you lift them up. Uznov, who's your god again?
Miracle.
Miracle, that's right. Uznov, you raise your diamonds up with 300 gold pieces worth, and you let out a prayer to Miracle, and then you set the diamonds down the chest, and you feel a kind of ghostly hand go over your hand and kind of cover it and press down into them. And then you look up and you see a visage of Miracle, your god. And he's right there in a cloaked form. You can't see his face as he's looking at you, and you can see just under the cowl, he kind of smiles a little bit. And he says, well, friend, maybe in the future we can aim for perhaps higher goals, huh? This is a good stepping stone.
Yes. Absolutely.
And with that, you feel the empowerment of your god as you cast Revivify. Everyone else watches as this brilliant green light, kind of filled with life, spreads throughout the cavern, brightening, outshining even the sunblade and the ever-burning torches. And the light fades, and you turn back and you look at little Jorva, recovered, and now at 1 HP, still bloodied, battered, and bruised. But it looks up to you, Uznov, with big, wide eyes, and just gives you a big lick on the side of the cheek. Just.
All right, looting time.
Grave robbing. Grave robbing.
There's nothing here. Yeah, so you look in the sarcophagi, and there is actually, I lied to you. There's a magical item.
Oh.
The magical item.
Let me pull up the magical item table.
Probably not the magical item.
It is a gold
Let's
ring covered in
do-
frost.
Thinking let's do item D, shall we?
Item D.
Roll 1d100. That's a 7. That sucks. I don't want to do that. No, fuck it. Let's go. A red bottle, kind of in an Erlenmeyer flask sort of thing. you recognize it as the same coloring as a potion of healing, but this one seems incredibly vibrant and potent. I don't think you have to identify it. I will
Just
say you
give it a
managed
taste.
to recover a potion of healing supreme,
Ooh.
which is you regain 10d4 plus 20 hit points when you drink this potion. Here's a D&D Beyond link for
Who's
it. if you're interested.
who's got potions? Who needs
I
potions?
have a potion.
But yeah, that's in one of the things. And then you also find about probably 50 platinum
Ooh,
spread out between the two
Snap.
sarcophagi.
All right.
How much is that in gold?
500.
500 gold.
500.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Did
go ahead.
the vampires have anything on them?
So they're gone.
They're fine.
Clothes and all. They
Oh, clothes and
Burnt.
all. Okay.
Damn, I wanted to steal
Yeah.
some of them robes.
And they
there's
don't have
ash
themselves
left
on them.
essentially. There's not even like vampire dust. Like it's literally ash is all that's left.
So, how's everyone feeling?
Long rest. Long rest. Long rest.
I want my health back.
Dude, the wormling is not looking too good.
It runs from Igor and hides behind the sarcophagus.
See, I told you this would happen.
That's a
Shouldn't have
fair
brought it
response.
back.
Yeah, because
Oh.
you killed.
Yeah, semantics. The big old door. Is it still shut?
Yeah, sorry. The door opens up.
Door opens
Okay.
up.
After you have killed the vampires, the door starts raising again.
Did anyone take the potion of healing supreme, or should I put it in the ledger?
I'll take it. There you go. No one took it. I've taken it. I have no potions.
I don't think I have enough hit points to.
Uznab, the
Supreme.
wormling, Jorva kind of goes up to you and rubs her neck against you a little bit, and says a couple of words in Draconic. You don't understand what she says.
Nope.
Where do you want to take a nap?
In the sarcophagus.
That's what I was
No,
thinking.
don't do that.
Everyone sit in the sarcophagus like a canoe.
Yeah. So what's the plan now, lads?
We taking that short rest?
Do we know anything about vampires and the effects of being bitten by them?
Roll me a history check, I guess. Anyone proficient in history can roll this check.
It's
I
Could have sworn I had an int
21?
proficiency.
21.
One.
You know that a vampire traditionally, when they bite a creature, there is a chance of contracting vampirism. As a disease, and you know that vampirism starts off as a seemingly innocuous disease and progressively gets worse as the days go on. But you're not quite sure the specifics of the disease. You don't know like what it is to cure it, or how quickly it sets foot, or what are the chances from getting vampirism. Like you don't know if it's like a 50 or 25% chance.
Isn't there like if you do like cure, there's like some healing spell where you can choose to like cure disease instead of healing,
Lesser
right?
restoration and greater restoration. Those can cure a disease. That's correct.
It's outside of my domain.
Well,
Who's
it's
not?
not outside of mine.
Do we know we have it yet? Do we risk it and wait it out a couple days?
But even like the max HP drain, I imagine that would help with that.
Ooh.
Yes, you could figure that a lot of these effects would wear off over time. These aren't permanent effects.
But it's only a second level spell slot.
Touching the orb of time. What time is it?
It is. God, does the orb of time tell you if it's not midday?
Well,
I'm imagining it like lights up the color that corresponds with the time of day it is. But it
think you
only does that when
touch
it's
it.
like noon, dusk,
Morning,
dawn, and
afternoon,
midnight.
evening, or nighttime. That's what it says it does.
Okay, it is currently I would say afternoon. Which really shafted those poor vampires, man.
Time giveth and time taketh away. Do we keep looking around? How are we feeling?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rumble.
I think some of us definitely need a nap though.
I think the
We taking the
wormling
nap?
wants a bit of a break from being resurrected.
You know, that's fair.
It shrinks back from Igor once he gets closer again. kind of huddles up against the wall.
God, can we just fucking kill it?
So, dude, Igor, you gonna apologize to Wormling?
No. Wasn't really planning on it. Wasn't my choice. You know, got my mind washed. I don't.
Have you? So, dude, you know how like horses work, right? And the
Mhm.
loyalty thing with them. So it's similar with like a Wormling. In the sense of if you betray the creature, whether it be of your own, thought of your, be of your own doing or not, it's still gonna not like you unless you explain it. And the Wormling is intelligent enough to understand that you were charmed.
It's like when you
Didn't really
step on your
like-
dog's tail.
Didn't really like me to begin with, so I don't really see the point. But fine.
All right, let me.
Hello.
When you approach it, it definitely backs up into a corner.
Sorry about
And it makes
that.
itself as small as possible. And it looks up at you, and then it kind of looks to Chad.
I translate what Igor is saying in Draconic.
You know, got brainwashed by some bad men. Happens to the best of us.
Well, clearly not.
You know,
I try to like when I translate, I'm obviously trying to like flourish.
you're
the
trying
words
to
a bit,
butter it up.
Or I'm like,
I beseech thee, O humble dragon.
It's a fucking lost in translation bit. Igor, make me a persuasion check.
It
With
should
the
be Chad that's
disadvantage-
making
with,
it.
with disadvantage.
Can I make a
Chad, make me
charisma
make me
animal handling?
No. So the thing is about the dragon is that you're treating it as though it is an intelligent creature, which
Fair
it
enough.
is. So
let's
it's gonna
go,
be
let's go,
persuasion
let's
for
go.
you, and then Chad, you can roll me. I think
Performance.
deception,
19.
and as an attempt to make Igor's apology seem a lot better than it is. Igor, you rolled a 19.
I rolled a 19, so you better somehow be
roll that
better
with
than
disadvantage.
me. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, your persuasion with
18.
disadvantage.
17.
17. Okay, 17, 18. So, Igor, you're not understanding what Chad is saying, but throughout the course of your apology,
He's saying a lot
and
more
Chad
words than I'm
seems to be
saying.
a lot more words than you're saying, which is funny. But even though you don't speak Draconic, maybe it's just a wordful language. Sometimes the sentences don't translate exactly. And after a couple of minutes, the Wormling finally speaks up, and it says to you, Chad, it's like,
yes.
I didn't like it. I saw bad things. I saw Mom and Dad. They waved at me. And then a man came and he took me away. It was cold. I don't want it to happen again. But
And then
okay.
I'll pat it on the head and say, we'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
You
To the
say
best
with
that
one
we
hit
can.
point, roll d20.
Unarmed
Roll
strike.
damage. No. With that, you
Strike,
you think
dang it.
you've apologized to the dragon. Good on you. You did a good thing, Igor. You get a good person point.
Inspiration.
So,
Yeah.
short
are
resting
we
in
resting
here?
shortly?
The dragon would like to. Does the dragon
Yeah.
like to die? It does now.
Yes, it does.
Does now.
Dragon should get
Level.
sidekick levels.
Sidekick levels, yeah. Okay. So you all take a short rest in here. An hour. Notice
Second
the
wind.
door doesn't close again. So it's just kind of open. Form yourselves up where you're
Two
taking
more
a short rest.
vampires pop out. Man.
Every hour, 2
This wormling
vampires
would be,
here.
honestly, with Chad, wherever Chad is, would be where the wormling is. The wormling's going to heal 26 HP. Alright, look at that.
I am going to cast Alarm as a ritual 5 times over the course of the short rest.
Wait,
Apparently,
so
I
what does
should
that
have used 8 key points.
I just want to replenish my arcane ward by casting abjuration spells.
do? Oh, okay. So you're keeping up that temp HP? Okay.
That's not temp HP. Technically, I don't take damage. The ward does, so there's questions there, but whatever.
Interestingly enough, you guys made a lot of noise here.
Yep.
Well,
So
listen.
Hey, where's my
Listen.
thing? Where's my thing?
I took your echo away.
I still
'cause
have
it's
my
gone.
echo. It's not
You still
gone.
have it? Oh.
Yeah, of course I do. Me and him
I
hang
thought
out
it
all the
went away
time.
after combat.
No. He's always there. He
That's
chilling.
a 7 though, so that's no good. Okay. So you successfully short rest, and you're unsure of what dangers lie ahead in this dungeon.
None.
But you will learn next week when we pick it up from there. Congratulations. I will say you guys are all level 9
Already?
Oh.
after defeating those vampires.
Easy game.
And because
Okay.
It
the
only
next
took
fight-
fratricide, boys. Easy game.
the next fight might be rough at level 8. So you're all leveling up to level 9.
I'll just make myself level 9. I can make a choice. I can choose.
I have the power.
And do we get the effects of the level up now, or?
So you get the effects of the level up when you complete a long rest.
So
Okay.
we're still level 8.
Yeah, you're still level 8 now. You'd have to complete a long rest and then you'd level up to level 9.
Should
But
we take a long rest instead in here, or?
you could try and take a long rest instead.
Trip the trap again.
If you could figure out how to do it again, then you're welcome to.
Folks want to take a long rest? I mean, I'm not against it.
Hey, who cares?
Plus 1 efficiency bonus.
It's
Feels
not
a
like-
little metagamey, but I mean,
It's not like the sun like really matters. Like there's no daylight, nighttime down here, so who really cares? Our
What
circadian-
have we done since our last long rest? We ran away from a giant worm.
Banished a giant worm, I think you mean.
And then ran.
Oh my god, 5d6.
Yeah, sneak attacks, whack.
We were walking around for a while, so I mean, it's not completely absurd to be like, damn, that was a lot. Let's sit here and like play cards.
Yeah,
But-
you could long rest here. It would just like throw off your entire sleeping schedule essentially.
But who
Not
cares?
that
We have an
it matters.
airship.
Yeah,
Here.
but like,
We have an airship.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so you guys are going to attempt to long rest. I would say don't level up, or prepare your level ups, but maintain your old character sheet in case this long rest doesn't actually happen. Because you actually, no, I'm gonna say you level up, but you don't regain don't regain your spell slots and HP until you finish the long rest.
okay.
But like do all the other level up stuff, you know.
Okay.
Get your proficiency bonuses and your new spells and your extra d6 of dice and sneak attack because rogues are dumb.
Just need to roll a 2 on this d4 and I have all my spells back and I can just be normal.
You think you're normal?
Roll HP, and you roll a 1, you can re-roll it as many times as you roll a 1. But if you roll a 2, that sucks.
I have all my spells, thank God.
Is anyone using rolled HP?
Yeah, so you can choose to roll it or you can take your average.
If we can close this door, I could arcane lock and we're just fine, I think.
Well, the question is,
No,
can
that's
you
not how
close
arcane lock works, never mind.
it? Is it?
Ignore me.
My unarmored movement improvement does about nothing.
What is it supposed to do?
Oh, he can run up walls now.
Across vertical surfaces and